Welcome to The Real Deal with me, Larry, Lawton, and Benz.
What's up?
Hey, everybody. We got a great fucking show today. Here it is Friday. We're, again, starting it out with a beer, so you can't beat that. We have Cory from Oliva Cigars, the third largest cigar company in the world. He's the CEO, and we're going to be talking to Cory here. Okay, Cory?
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Oliva is our sponsor. You all know that. Got to meet these guys, and that's the connection, I think. I'm a people person anyway, so it doesn't matter. Before I get started, we got a couple announcements to make. First of all, the cigar, look in the links below. You'll see where you can sign up for the free cruise, and that's being picked on my birthday. October 3rd will be the pick. It's been the randomizer, right, Benz, in YouTube, so it's a legit shit. It's not a rigged thing or anything like that. And it's a cruise for two, a limo ride from the airport to the Canaveral. You get a balcony room. We're all going to be partying on the cruise. And if you're out of the country or you're under 21, you get a
MacBook Air.
A MacBook Air.
You can't say that every time he goes. You get a
I don't know.
a MacBook
yeah, but
Air.
it's some new MacBook or some shit. I don't know the fuck it is. Anyway, so get...
hold on. Thatbenz.com/giveaway. Were you getting to that?
Yeah.
Oh, because you told him already to go in the comments. Or not in the comments, in the description.
I said look below in the,
okay.
in the description.
All right.
You'll see there, we have thatbenz.com for the giveaway. You also have crookeddiamondcigar.com. That's where you can pre-order. We're starting to pre-order when?
Hopefully within a week.
Within a week, we're going to have pre-orders. And the first 500 boxes, you get into the Cigar Club. You get a free T-shirt. You also get 10 entries into the free cruise, extra entries, so you get one. So it's pretty cool. We're having a ball with this thing. It's more work than I fucking thought, though, to be honest with you. But it's fun. Listen, also, don't forget our merch. Here's the cigars, everybody. I'd opened a box, but there's nothing in it. We smoked it.
When they're so good, you just got to smoke them. You can't just stare at them.
No, every person. I just came back. So we're going to get into the show. We're going to have a great show today. Everybody knows it's Friday. We're going to have a good time today. Jason's in the chair, too, in case anybody wants to see that. He'll chime in. Let's do something.
What's up, J-Man?
Yeah.
What's going on, guys? Miss me, bitches?
Yeah, a little bit.
Did he say miss me, bitches?
Yeah, you know.
He fucking busted his head against the wall?
He didn't smoke today. That's the problem.
Smoke?
No.
Yeah, there's a lot of pot in here and shit. We are a very libertarian group, meaning...
Don't throw me into your fucking political
Liberal
beliefs.
So what, you're an isolationist? What's going on?
No. Oh, this should be a good show. Hey, Cory.
Yeah, it is.
No. I don't care what a person does in their own house. I don't give a fuck. But as a government, get the fuck out of my business. Meaning, or less government, true less government. That used to be the Republicans, not anymore.
It's I think it's a natural. It's actually think most people believe in it, but they don't even know they believe in it. And then when they think they believe in it, they actually can't live it because they can't. They always have to be in other people's business, and they always have to
100%.
tell you what's right and wrong and all that stuff. And it's unfortunate, but
Bro,
it's,
do I agree
it's just
with you
it's
on
just
that.
it's just humanity.
We're going to get right back into the cigar. Because first of all, we got our cigar, the Crooked Diamond. This is the Diamond Edition. This is the first one. It comes out in, it was supposed to come out, what, October 1st?
September 1st.
September?
That was the
Where's it?
first date. Now it's October 3rd.
It's not. It will be a little after that.
But
About
today,
a week and a half after that.
Oh, okay.
Listen, you can't rush these things out. We want them to be perfect, man.
No, 100%.
We're gonna put an extra 15 days of age on them, and by the time it's gonna be a fantastic cigar as soon as it gets here. So you don't want to rush it. Trust me.
No,
Don't rush it.
can't rush perfection. Can't rush anything.
I mean,
listen, I don't know like you guys, obviously, but there's no question about that we believe that. I'd rather see someone get the great cigar. I took the cigars to Fire Island. I was just up there in New York at my buddy from CBS, the 60 Minutes guy, the founder's daughter. And we did that little promo. I'll show you a promo we did up there for the cigar. And I'll tell you what, that old guy was a cigar smoker for fucking 60 years. He's 78 or something. He goes, this is a fucking good cigar. I said, it is a fucking good. We ain't bullshit. We ain't just getting a fucking Optimo or some shit when I was a kid. You know, that's when I started smoking cigars.
Wooden tips, yeah.
No, they didn't. No, the Optimo was better. My grandfather had the black tip that you put it in. The fucking,
That's before our time, bro. We don't know what he's talking about.
You know,
that was back when Ulysses Grant or something like that. He smoked cigars.
I'll tell you what, it was really funny because, you know, I got caught smoking cigars from my grand. That's how I started smoking cigars. I was, 16, 17. I get caught stealing his cigars. He could sit down, makes my brother and I fucking smoke fucking a cigar, the whole fucking thing. I liked it. I kept smoking, meaning like it wasn't like for some reason.
He thought he was punishing you by saying, hey, smoke the rest of this cigar.
Yeah. Next thing you know, he's like, oh shit.
Joke's on you, you got another one?
And you know what's funny about it is because I never smoked a cigarette in my life, ever in my life. I mean, I smoke weed and shit like that and any other drug you can put in front of me, but not fucking cigarettes. I just never did in my life. But now we have Cory, who's the CEO of Oliva Cigar, and they're out of Miami. Is your headquarters Miami?
Miami Lakes, Florida, yes.
It's Miami Lakes, Florida. Do you have don't you have an office overseas or something? Not like in Belgium?
Our parent company is in Belgium. It's a family-owned company, and they handle all of our international distribution out of there.
We do sell, just to let our audience know, we are shipping. We got some emails about that, didn't we? About shipping all over.
We're going to be shipping worldwide, yes.
Yeah, because we got emails from people. Will you ship to England? Obviously, we're shipping everywhere. But we got Cory. Cory, your story's great. We connected right away. I mean, it doesn't mean we have the same opinions on politics. We're close, but I just love the fact that I could go in there and have fun and talk and you know. We all know our business. I mean, I know my business with YouTube and this. How did you become, you're 43 years old. I remember your birthday. I was when you had that. How did you become the CEO? I mean, that's a great story. You're 43. You're CEO of a fucking major company.
Yeah, no, it's funny because a lot of people that know me. I work for a cigar company, and then they're like, well, they look up Oliva and like, that's a big company he's a CEO of. And it's, believe it or not, it's a pretty good story. I think it's a story that people really enjoy to hear it because it's gives them, you know, hope in their lives. But
inspiration.
Inspiration. But I never went to college. I went to community college for like a year, and I was like, what am I doing here? I don't even know what I want to be, you know? So
I knew I liked this fucker. He's a street guy. He's a party. I'm like, no.
Yeah. So
Stay in school, kids.
I mean, so essentially I got an apartment, and all my buddies that went to college, they all partied at my house, you know? So I got that part
Where
out
was
of it.
that?
That was in St. Louis, Missouri. Okay. Yeah, they all went to St. Louis U.
You do know I'm an honorary police officer there.
I do. Yeah. I do. We're the best roast beef sandwich in the world is.
Well, we're going to see today.
Oh.
You know we're going to see.
So hold on. The audience don't know. I'm going to interrupt for a second. The audience don't know. Larry has a sandwich that is his favorite fucking sandwich. I agree. It's pretty fucking good. It is world famous roast beef sandwich right here locally in Melbourne. And he was telling Cory, because Cory's coming from Miami, he says, you're going to have the best roast beef sandwich.
Did you go to St. Louis to get it? Because that's where it is.
Oh, you see? So now we've got a little bit of a rivalry here.
This is going to be good.
This afternoon, we will figure it out, and by the next show, I'll tell you what Cory said. But sorry, go ahead. Tell us that story.
No, the reason I want to do that, because the last person who said something about something in St. Louis, Wado Frank talks about it at lunch. Amati's, remember the fucking place?
I don't.
We were up there. We had 11 of us up there when I went and got my honorary thing, getting sworn in. But I actually got by the whole director of law enforcement for the whole state of Missouri. And they had a whole bunch of chiefs of police and shit. And I'm getting honored. I look around and look at this fucking shit, man. All these police chiefs and me, a fucking criminal. But anyway, so Teresa takes everybody. She's from St. Louis, too. No, she lived there for 10 years. She said, oh, you got to get the best Italian.
Ragazzi's, I guarantee.
No, it was begins with an A, Amici or Amani's or something like that. Up on the hill.
Yeah, on the hill.
Whatever. Yeah. So Frank walked in and goes, what the fuck is this piece of shit? He goes, I can't even get a fucking espresso. I was actually teaching the academy that day. So it was funny, but we're going to see it today.
Our friends are fucking bougie enough. They go to a fucking sandwich place and they bitch about not having espresso. This is the kind of people we hang out with.
Not me.
Hey, you too. If they don't have sambuca and if it doesn't come with the 3 fucking beans in it, you throw it on the wall. Yeah, no. I heard you. Yeah.
What kind of ice do they go with? Pellet? Do they go with a cube? What the hell's going on here, man? Do they go crushed, shaved? What's going on?
I want those big fucking balls, you know?
Exactly.
I fucking ate prison food. Fuck that. You know how I am. Zach, was it you always tell me, you're not in prison, Larry.
You're not in prison.
You know, whenever I say, fuck, I drink the water, You don't have to, Larry. You don't have to drink it out of the hose. You're
like
not
drink-
in fucking prison, But go ahead, Cory, please. I'm sorry.
So at about 26 years old, I came on as a sales rep for the company. And
What
How
is
did you get
I
the
had
job?
the
And
upper-
how did you get the job?
So I was with, at 23, I worked at Cigar.com for 3 years. We got bought out by the big company in Pennsylvania. I didn't want to move.
But how did you get that? I want to go from the beginning. Did you just get lucky?
Whose dick did you suck, bro? That's what he said.
Yeah,
Not at all. Not
It's
at
a
all.
job, Larry. He applied. He got it.
Well, maybe not.
Maybe not.
it's
Let's
Through an
find out.
employment agency. It worked out well.
I don't believe it, but okay, we'll get the real story at lunch.
Yeah, well, 6 states had Illinois, Wisconsin, just upper Midwest. It was a large territory. We were very small. Like, it was the first sales force that they had. Left there, came to Florida. They put 3 people in that territory. And just worked from there, the Western Florida, then took over major accounts, VP of sales, vice president of the company, and then CEO. But I think the interesting part is that along the way that we were sold, the Oliva family sold to a company in Belgium.
2016, I think it was when I looked. Yeah.
2017, I think, 2016, yeah. And I never thought in my life, I can tell you when I started with the company, I never thought somebody with the last name Oliva would be at the helm at the top. But our former owner Jose Oliva ran for state of Florida House Speaker, and he had to leave. So that's when he stepped down, and he's like, "You should take it. You'd be the right guy, the right atmosphere, keep continuity." And I did. And then he said, "At the very least, it'll be a good story to tell." And I'm like, "Yeah, all right, I'll give it a whirl."
A question. This is good. I mean, I run business too, so I learned on the fly like you, and I messed up for a long time. Joe Firmini used to say it all the time. Larry, I get it. You're not a business. You were a fucking gangster. They didn't have fucking like real shit, but you still were doing things. You had to organize and everything else.
You got to play to your strengths, man.
And how did you like learn this? Was it on the fly, or did you follow somebody's lead?
I had
mentor.
I had a great mentor in Jose Oliva. He was fantastic. I mean, me and him are cut from the same cloth. He also didn't go to college either. He raised one of the most powerful people in the state of Florida. I think and created a fantastic cigar company. Him and his 2 brothers and sister. I would say that he's my mentor for sure. But I've been surrounded with good people in that company for a long time, and I just feel like if you try to do the right things, good things happen.
No, I'll attest to that. You got Fidel is a really great. All your whole team from Bernie to Fidel.
Well, we try to have an environment that's very family like, and so people are invested when they come to work. It's not like they turn the lights off at 5:01 and then go home and don't think about it. I mean, a lot of these guys live it, because they love cigars, they love everything we do. It's a hobbyist, profession. So the people that are, it's not potato chips. People love potato chips, but I mean, you could be selling just an array of things that really don't affect people like cigars. But cigars bring people together. They're social. They're not abused. I mean, people think of tobacco as an abused form substance, and people don't really abuse cigars. I mean, we just sit around, maybe have a cigar, talk about anything. But the beauty about this is it's an affordable luxury. You can be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. You can also be a construction worker. At the end of the day, you can still afford a $10 cigar and enjoy it. And that's who you are when you're a smoker. You're 2 cigar smokers when you smoke.
I love it when you put it like that. I like that.
I was just thinking how great that was. And, did you always smoke cigars?
So it's funny. My parents smoked like chimneys of cigarettes, right?
Same.
Yeah.
And when I was about 14, 15, I could say I fell in with the wrong crowd, so to speak, and
Told you I like
This is the show for if you want to talk about what exactly happened.
This is a crazy show.
I see these guys smoking cigarettes, and I see my parents, and I really was like, all right, I'm going to try this thing. And I smoked a cigarette, and I was like, this tastes like shit, man. Like, why do people even... I couldn't even get past how the coolness of it was or anything, because to me it tasted like a turd, man. It was awful. And I'm like, they really literally nonstop smoke these things over and over and over. So that was my first experience with tobacco. When I was 16, I used to go fishing a lot with my uncle in the summers, and he smokes cigarettes secretly while we're there. And he was like, hey, My boss brought me this Cuban cigar. You want to try it up? And I'm like, I don't really like cigarettes, man. He's like, yeah, but he said it's different. So we smoked it. And I'm like, man, this.
Did you know to not inhale?
Yeah.
You knew?
Yeah. He's like, you don't. He didn't inhale it, but he's like, you don't inhale it. And I'm like, that's perfect, man. You know, like, so I tried it, and I'm like, man, this is actually pretty damn good. So then I went home from there, and my dad was like, back then, man, my parents, like at 8 years old, hey, go get me 2 packs of cigarettes. They'd sell them right to me.
I remember that,
Yeah.
Totally.
Go get a couple Marlboro Reds. Occasionally, they'd be like, is your mom out there?
We'd go get beer. I mean, he didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know.
But it was like that. And then I told my dad, I said, 16, I'm like, I really enjoyed this cigar. And he's like, well, shit, there's worse things that you could do. So he took me to the damn tobacco shop and let me go through the humidor and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I just...
That is fucking
did you start learning? I mean, you didn't know anything.
It was the
cigar.
90s, the boom. So it was like, Cigar Aficionado was big. Celebrities left and right were smoking cigars. I mean, it was like in movies, people are going to the club, smoking cigars, and we're kind of seeing a resurgence of that a little bit right now. But at the time, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I mean, I really didn't even know what Cigar Aficionado was. I was just like, oh, it looks good. Let me, so I was trying everything.
Shot by the band?
Yeah, man. No, I didn't even know the bands, but I was smoking Fuentes. Didn't know what a Fuente was. Punch, Partagas, all this stuff back in the day. But I just enjoyed it. One thing I couldn't do is afford it. I mean, I was working at Wendy's at 16 years old. Right. I can't have a luxury habit, but I buy 2 or 3 at a time.
That's awesome.
Your story is amazing. Did you ever picture yourself here at 43? I mean, what you do, everything. You're CEO of a pretty. No, big company.
I think everybody has a moment, where I do sometimes think about that. Like, man, if I didn't, when the employment agency called, if I was too hungover to take that call, what would my life look like? I probably wouldn't know my wife or whatever. No, I didn't. At some point, I never really thought that I'd be like the CEO of a major company. I just thought I was an electrician for a while, stuff like that. I never really thought about being 45 years old or whatever, or being at the helm of a company. To be honest with you, for me, I have tremendous empathy for people, and I always feel like
I know. Yeah, you do definitely.
Yeah, and I just feel like that's a tremendous stress to have on you. And we have 6,000 employees, and you got to make sure, but it keeps you working hard and making sure that things go the right way. And
You're doing a good job, man. I can tell you that.
Thank you.
You really are. And what attracted me when I met all you guys, I didn't meet you first. I met the other guys, Fidel and Albert and Bernie, I think it was, and the girl. I like her. What's her name? She runs your foundation. She helped.
Yadira.
Yeah, nice. So you and I met her that day. She came and helped us. She's great. Helped us a lot. But it was the atmosphere. It was the whole entire thing that was so I liked. People say the same question with me. Larry, could you ever imagine when you were fucking gangster, fucking doing this in prison, that you'd be a YouTube star doing this stuff? And I still don't know it. I mean, he knows. I work here every day. I come in. I fucking, it's something that, like you said, you don't, do it. He's been owning companies his whole fucking life.
Right.
Computer shit. I mean. Us, I'm a street guy, a real street guy. I mean, you could be a street guy, but you're a smart street guy. He went to fucking Wharton. I went to fucking, Hard Knocks.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. There's a lot you can't learn in the classroom.
Oh, man. Absolutely.
I agree with that.
You got to find people's strengths. Let them, you got to play to those strengths. I mean, you may have a good employee, but they're not necessarily in the right position. You got to be able to identify that. Also, you got to kind of be forward thinking. Trends, things like that. Last couple of years have been kind of interesting, man. I mean, I don't know that anybody in the world could have learned how to run a business in a pandemic. I mean,
oh, true.
Where
I did it.
There's no.
I started in 2020.
But he took over. Yeah, you started, and you're right. But let's be honest. 2020 was a good thing for you because people were stuck at home watching YouTube.
Yeah, I mean,
he's running a company that can't get their cigars out because everything is shut the fuck down. Yeah. And he took it over right as things went down. Yeah, so that's interesting.
I'd been in the role for a year, and we were sitting there, and it was crazy, man. Those days were like, I was just like, I don't know, for me, it was thinking, man, we have 6,000, during the growing season, we have 6,000 people, mostly in Nicaragua. And they live day to day down there, And I just really couldn't sleep thinking about it. Man, if we have to shut down, like these people have nothing. So we spent a couple $100,000, and thank God I have a great great owner that's supportive. But I just said, hey, I think the right thing to do, and Fidel got on it immediately. We put $200,000 worth of food in storage in the event that we shut down. It's probably not like a sound business, but it's a humanitarian situation.
Absolutely.
So like if people that run a company that's public or something, they don't have these abilities to do stuff like that. But that was one thing that we did. We were getting masks in there when nobody had masks, and we were having them made, bro. We would have to go to like some town and with fabric because they weren't allowing it into the country at the time because there just wasn't any. My buddy owns a rum place in Miami. He was making hand sanitizer. We were sending pallets of that over. And it was like half the time we were managing humanitarian stuff, like, hey, we want to make sure these guys are safe and taken care of. In case there's a shutdown, we got to feed them. Well, the shutdown never happened. So we were very fortunate.
Shutdown in Nicaragua never happened?
Never happened. It happened in Honduras and Dominican. But the Nicaraguan government kind of like decided, hey, we can't afford to shut down.
Well, like you said, people are living day to day.
Yeah.
If you eat today, you got to eat tomorrow.
And I'm going to mention, and I never bring politics up on, very rarely. I got to give DeSantis so much credit because what he did for Florida, vaccinated the seniors, didn't buy into the bullshit from New York and California. We have a lower death rate, we had a lower percentage rate, and they did all the stupid fucking shit.
Which is amazing because our demographic is older.
Exactly. I mean, so you have, people say, oh, it was the weather. Stop fucking, give the fucking guy the credit for fucking doing what he did.
Yeah, no, man.
Listen, I'm a fan of his. And
yeah, man,
because anybody who tells you, oh, he's too much of a Republican, no, he gave money to teachers. He fucking stopped the fucking, he gave money for the Everglades. Stopped the off-ball drilling, continued that. He's done democratic things.
He's a staunch conservative, but he's done some libertarian. So, and libertarian is basically a mesh of liberal and conservative, right? I mean, it's, but some of that in libertarian comes out, I think, when you see what he's done for the environment in Florida. And I think you're going to see a state that generally has like a 1%, people, I think he won by 50,000 votes. That was the difference between him and the other guy.
Wow, would he be
imagine
fucked?
that? Yeah. But imagine a situation where he had this guy at 50,000 votes. I think you're going to see a pretty good sound win in a state that usually doesn't produce that type. We're very, very, very,
very neutral state.
Very neutral state. And I think that'll be indicative. You can't listen to the media, but it's indicative of how the people of Florida appreciate it.
100. We're a purple state for sure. And it's 49, whatever. You look at the numbers, it's really even fucking close. And I think what's happening is even people who come down here as Democrats sometimes, they lived in that fucked up shit. California is, Benz and I were out there.
Blackouts.
I'm telling you, I wouldn't fucking go into that fucking town. Listen, I have the biggest heart in the world.
It's a beautiful state.
It is a beautiful state.
Beautiful state.
And you know what? The people are actually decent people. That's the thing. I really enjoyed every person we met was a good person.
I said, would you live there?
No, I can't. I can't do the regulation on cars alone.
Yeah,
not
every time you don't know it. Like you walk out your door every morning and you don't know if you're breaking the law. There's so many laws.
Right,
you're just like, what the hell, man? I don't know.
I'm so over laws.
Fact of the matter is, you have those here. What was that one law you said that was like ancient? You can't get a blowjob in your car or something?
No, you can't have anal sex and you can't have a blowjob is considered.
That's an actual law.
That's a law. They can actually arrest you for that. Can you imagine it?
No, they don't do it.
I mean, I think I know. I got to tell you, man. I don't think I want to get arrested, but I mean, I'd probably, break that law.
I've been breaking the law.
I've been breaking that fucking law. It's so. I'm a common sense
I guess
guy.
I'll call me an arch criminal. I don't know.
Same.
We have way too many laws. I mean, there should be common sense stuff. It should be how you treat your person, how you treat another person.
Look at liquor laws, man. Liquor laws in this country.
I don't like your other law that's costing me 7 cents
Some of
a
these
cigar.
laws
What
are
is it, 7 cents a cigar? No.
Don't even get me fucking started about the FDA and their bullshit and how they want to fucking.
Let's not make enemies.
They want to bundle cigars with vapes.
Yeah, but we just won that lawsuit.
I
man.
know.
And that was a David and Goliath story.
Oh yeah.
What happened?
I sit on the Cigar Rights of America board, and we took the fight to him, cost us millions of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people said we couldn't do it, and this latest round was like, it was like, all right, we're going for broke.
It looked like it wasn't going to happen.
Oh yeah, everybody was just like, "You guys are crazy throwing money at that. It's crazy." And you know, our staff at CRA, Mike Copperman, all those guys, and the people that funded it were believers, and we went for it, and we went with a judge that was appointed by Obama. The guy just basically applied, you know, like the law and said the procedures, you guys didn't follow them, and the FDA is just their own scientists came out with a report thinking it was going to be some bombshell. It was a dud. In fact, it supported that.
You told me that. I remember when we were
There's longevity in cigar smokers.
Yeah. They like tried to like put some things in there that are like, oh, if you smoke cigarettes before, it's harmful to smoke cigars.
Oh,
like,
I read
okay,
that,
but
yeah.
what if you don't smoke cigarettes?
Like me. Like I never smoked a cigarette in my life.
Okay,
Right.
so do your cigarette thing. But I think we're gonna get a favorable exemption there or something. We'll see. You know, the judges still got to rule on what the remedy is, but we hope that we're just removed from the law. We'll see, but that's normally how things happen.
You know, it's funny because first of all, DeSantis, he stopped smoking cigarettes in all parks except for cigars.
Yeah,
Did you know that?
We've got a lot of fans of cigars up on the Capitol. I think that has a lot to do with Jose Oliva. And people
sure.
realize just like, hey, you know, this isn't by the way, their own studies, like zero, it's negligible how many kids smoke cigars.
Right,
because,
that's
you know,
true.
the price point on it alone just, you know, says no, you know?
I think when you say kids,
Black and Miles.
18 to 21, there are people smoking cigars.
I'm talking premium cigars.
Right.
Hand rolled,
Yeah.
that are 100% long fill, not the Philly blunts and the stuff like that. They wanted to lump that in with the cigar data, but we've been doing everything we can to make sure that premium cigars have their own definition, and that just basically separates completely. Once you do that, and also another thing they did too is they raised the age of 21 so they can count 18, 19, and 20-year-olds as kids.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, so even that, there's not much of a youth access.
Let me ask you something. Does that mean that I don't even know this. Maybe you could tell me. Does Oliva have any Cuban sandwiches? Any short fillers?
No.
None at all.
No, but our parent company makes short filler machine-made cigars, but that's a big thing in Europe.
Are those
overseas.
gonna be bunched in with the blunts? I'm calling them blunts for lack of a better term.
No, they're actually premium machine-made, meaning they use quality tobaccos and stuff. A lot of the stuff you buy here is used for other things.
Oh no, I
You
know,
know what
why.
I mean?
Yeah, it's
But,
cardboard inside for a reason.
Yeah,
That's why our boxes are so good.
but
I get what you're saying with that. By the
we
way.
don't really have a huge like on our end. We don't where we sell premium cigars. There's not a large market for machine-made cigars. Now there is some sandwich cigars that are out there. I'd imagine those will be not part of the FDA exclusion, but they'll still exist. They just will be under the purview of the FDA. You know.
You know, I just want to mention something for the audience too. When you mentioned that you were a little surprised because an Obama-appointed judge, what I've learned, and I've dealt a lot in the law for 10 years, in federal law, when the guy gets appointed to the federal bench, they can't be kicked off. They fucking give a warrant to the president of the United States. If you're a federal judge, you're appointed for life. The only way you can lose your job is be impeached. You actually got to be impeached by Congress. You have to fucking murder somebody, do something, Alcee Hastings, or you know what I mean, really embezzle and all that kind of shit, and then get caught red-handed, everything they've done. It's so hard to lose that job. So they truly, I look at federal judges, everybody's all up in arms, you know, the Democrats. When dude, the court's going to be, listen to me. These people, whether it was Roberts, who's the chief judge, he went with Obamacare and whatever, they go with their conscience. So all you got to do is get a guy who's a decent guy, common sense guy, more so than some fucking, you know, crazy. And they're going to do the right thing by people.
Yeah, there are some activist judges on both sides, obviously. You know, I don't think that's healthy for America. But the thing is about law is it's up for interpretation. And you don't have to have a law degree to write law, but you have to have a law degree to interpret it or practice it. So there's like a lot of gray areas and things, and who the hell can read most of the laws and understand it? Only an attorney. And
They did that on
Jailhouse
purpose.
lawyers like Larry.
like me.
Yeah.
But they did that on purpose, Corey.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
really did. You know, Laws is supposed to be able to go pro se, which means for oneself. But what happens is they put so much they call it legalese. They put so much legalese, so you got to hire a fucking attorney.
Yeah.
And otherwise, you're going to get fucked at the end.
Well, I just have
guys like us.
I married one, so
Oh, your wife's an attorney?
Yeah, she's
What
an
kind of attorney?
Well, let me tell you something about attorneys. No, I'm just kidding.
What kind of attorney?
she's doing child support for the county of Manatee County. Right now, she's not practicing.
Oh, she's home
That's a
with
good
kid,
kind of
yeah.
lawyer. She
Well, I know
started off-
how's she feeling with the leg?
Oh, she's back in Europe again for 3 more weeks.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so
it.
she's with her dad and she's having a great time overseas. But yeah, she broke her foot on the last day of her last trip, walking downstairs to breakfast. Even though she had been hiking in mountains and stuff, that's what did it.
I remember when that happened. You know, because I'd never been to Europe ever in my life.
What a damn shame.
I don't give a fuck.
But you gotta go, man.
Yeah, I know
Now
you
it's-
said you did say that, and a lot of people have said that. You know, I took
do a cruise, man.
I just went 14 days from the 14th of August until the end. That was my kind of like getaway, and I went to Georgia, and what else the fuck? Oh, Colorado, Denver. I went to. You ever been to Red Rocks?
Yeah. I've been there twice.
Unbelievable.
I saw OAR there, man. It's
Steve Miller Band.
Yeah.
I
Oh
saw.
my God. It's like it's a holy place, man.
Unbelievable. It's a
I don't
bucket
care. I
list.
don't care. I don't care if you don't like the band. You're gonna like it watching it there.
Right.
Did you know what I couldn't do? I couldn't fucking go up the stairs. You think that's a fucking joke? I'm going back.
Broken.
It's crazy.
I'm broken anyway.
It's you see 50 miles away from up there, man, and it's beautiful.
And you're fucking altitude. Fucking Bo Malowski runs 7 miles a fucking day. He comes up, he goes, I had to fucking stop. He goes, Larry, don't go down. Hold your piss. You'll never fucking make it up.
Yeah, you can't go up to Aspen and all that, man. That's like the highest point. I just walked up one stair. I was like,
What the fuck?
am I having a heart attack? I'm like, I got to get back in the gym. I know I can do like a couple miles. Like
There's
and
a
then my
trick to it, you know.
You just don't notice it until you do like a little exertion. You're like, oh my God, what the hell is going on here? I actually, after my one friends were like, I can't take it anymore. We're going back to Colorado, down to Denver, which is a mile high. And they're like, we're going back to Denver and all the way down. And I'm like, oh, it's so much better down here, but
And
it's
that
still
sucked.
bad. Yeah.
We're in 14 feet.
Yeah.
Florida's 14 feet
Yeah.
above sea level.
So it's really extreme for us.
Yeah, I mean, fucking, you're used to it, you know? And then you get someone like myself with the back and everything else that goes along. How about my brother? Where will he go? He's got one lung. He's going to have a fucking
That's why he
time.
lives in Florida.
Yeah. You know, he's brain dead.
I
anyway.
know that there are listeners right now in Colorado and in places that are high up, and they're thinking that these guys are pussies.
Yeah, but do they come down here and be like, they can just breathe so much better? I mean, I always wondered that. Like,
Yeah.
and it must be, and it is. It's got to be such an advantage to be in a team that plays there and then have their like I was thinking I'm a big Blues fan, and they played the Avalanche. To start in Colorado, and these guys got to like condition themselves at this altitude in a short period of time. It's just not possible. So you definitely have an edge on that. You know?
There are medical tricks though that you can take. Like,
Well,
you can
Frank
drink a
used to bring his boxing team there, you know. Well, their headquarters.
Well, you can just take Cialis.
Does that really work?
That's actually a treatment.
Cialis?
That's a treatment for.
You're talking about the hard-on drug?
Yeah.
It's actually the low dose is a treatment for I think pulmonary hypertension.
No shit.
I got that.
Yeah, you got it all.
I take the shot.
Also, they say Viagra prevents Alzheimer's.
Really?
They do?
Yeah,
What does the shot prevent?
I don't know.
I got
about
the
that
Trimix shot.
shit. It prevents you from not having a good time.
No. You know about the shot.
Yeah, I know.
I fucking love that fucking shot. I'm
30,
gonna get a
33
promo.
minutes.
It took 33 minutes
33
before we
minutes.
got on it.
That's a good one.
That's a long
like
one.
quadruple.
That's because Corey's here.
Cory's here. You're keeping
We're
the show
talking
in
about
line.
we end up talking crazy shit, sex or some shit that goes on here, and he keeps a track. He's just fucking with me, obviously, but the it's the truth. Listen, I try everything. I'm a believer in that. Try it. You don't like it. Don't
Well, they
use
happen to
whatever.
call it Trimax, don't they?
Try mix.
There you go.
Try this mix.
Listen, I found out about it from a porn star, but
Don't you tell me what to do.
it is the best thing. I'm telling you, whoever fucking invented that makes Viagra look like a fucking vitamin. You know, Viagra gives me a headache. Anyway.
Somebody's got to explain something to me, though. We got like 3 erectile dysfunction drugs in the course of about 2-3 years. We haven't got anything new since, except for this Trimex, which I think is just
it's not new. It's
a
actually,
liquid form of all of them.
yeah, it's very strong. It goes direct into the penis, and it doesn't go through your body. So you inject the needle into your
put a-
penis.
But what I'm trying to
Needle
say
to
is
your
like, why can't we get some more like advancement in that department? Like why can't you take one pill and that lasts a year?
Ooh.
Now you're fucking.
This is
what
why
the
he's the
Jetson?
CEO.
Yeah, he's thinking bigger than
This
I'm
guy-
thinking tonight to get laid. He's thinking fucking down the
Yeah,
line.
you're like a far sight type.
I'm a
of
guru.
Guru. I dabble in anything.
A fucking sex guru. Listen, when I think, I want to get back to a couple of things with cigars. You and I, again, connected, and then I picked that thing. We had that fun doing that and picking them off the trays and smoking and fucking. I think I smoked so many fucking cigars that day. I fucking went at it with a fucking. I said, did I really fucking smoke
We got to
that
get you
much?
some chocolates next time.
I have good chocolates.
Yeah, because if you're
Chill out
if
with
you're-
those chocolates.
So it's funny because when you smoke that many cigars, first of all, you can't smoke the whole cigar. You can smoke about you try to smoke about a third of it at least.
We
and then especially if they're different blends, what you like to do is reset your palate. So
Like wine.
What I love to do is just have a little tiny chocolate. It cleans your palate. It's funny, we were down in Honduras for our new brand, and my team was there. And I brought some chocolates, and they were like, "Does that work?" And I'm like, "Try it." Bam! And they were like, "Oh my god, I can taste it. It works unbelievable."
Just regular chocolate, dark or milk.
I
chocolate?
personally like dark chocolate because it's not as sweet, doesn't interfere with the taste of the cigar.
Wow, I didn't even know that. Just to let everyone else know who's listening to the show about cigars today, like the cigar I have, I did not know this, that you have that, what do you call it, recipe or whatever, blend is in a vault or whatever it is. You a secure room, cameras, all this shit he was telling me. We got to go down
Seeds,
there.
our
We
seeds.
got to go down there. Can you invite us down there?
Yeah, man, we should come down.
You're coming, Benz, right?
Of course.
Yeah,
I want to go to Nicaragua.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking
but
about.
I think you need to come first quarter when all the tobacco's in the fields. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. We'll go see sunrise on the tobacco farm. We've got.
I want to do videos.
Yeah,
I know
videos. Man. Come down for like a week. We'll go around. There's I think one of the things people don't understand why a cigar costs $10 or whatnot. I think if everybody saw how many hands touch a cigar, but it's very labor intensive. Like the tobacco wrapper we buy today isn't going to be used until 2024. So it's like it comes in and it's literally spends all year processing it, but it's very labor intensive. You really can't put machines on any of it, and you'll see when you go down there, be like, wow, we've done everything we can to try and automate some things, temperature readings, humidity readings, but it's really difficult to do like anything not by hand,
right?
I want to give their company a real good shout out. You're very open to. You actually have 60% women working down there, and that was told to me by the lady.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't that common in the industry, though?
I don't know if it is because I only have my numbers, but I do know that when I gave them to, we have a lot of lobbyists and things in Washington. That was a huge note for them. I mean, it's because single mothers, you understand because when they were talking about FDA giving us the control, they had in the Build Back Better, they had like a huge tax raise, huge. I mean, I got to give a shout out. Senator Manchin was a big help on that.
Joe Manchin,
great guy,
good dude, right?
Yeah. But it was like, hey, they like hearing, like, not only is it Latin American people that are minorities, but we're talking single mothers, and 60%. It was a number I threw out, and it just kind of blew people's mind, and I was like, because it came to me. And I was like, wow, that's a good talking point there.
Absolutely. Another thing I want to talk about, because you and I, we get to talk. I love when we hang out and bullshit and stuff. I did not know that South America could really supply us with everything we need to put a factory. We talked about that for a while.
Yeah, for the most part, if we shifted,
Say it.
if we shifted most of our jobs in China over to even Central and South America, we would never need China again. I mean, it's just everything is there, and it makes more sense because you can,
and it's closer.
All connected. It's connected by land,
closer.
And
everything.
the container ships, they're ripping us off on the container ships, man. The containers are just ridiculous. That's one of the big reasons everything's going up in price.
And you also told me that, like, even without cigar, it wasn't even a cigar. You said it was the labels too. You had to go a different source.
Yeah, we have to go
Is
get
that
labels
crazy?
from people because these are not many people make these. There's not a lot of manufacturers of labels, so that was difficult. It just
You don't own your own label outfit?
No. We don't. I mean, I guess we could, but we don't really need to. I mean, it's really something that they would have to have like 10 major companies to make any money off it. So
Right.
the cost is very minute.
Mental fitness do that. So, but Oliva does everything else. They do the boxes. They do everything. I mean, right there in Nicaragua, right?
Yeah, all the boxes from seed to store. It's pretty much an Oliva product, with the exception of the cellophane and maybe like the bands. That's about it.
Wow.
Wow. I mean, see, that's what I was telling you. Remember that's good when you can go and you're not all over the place. I call it whatever it is. You're dealing with one person. The best thing I look at things, and we're gonna and Benz and I talked about this when we set this whole thing up and stuff. This is a long time deal for us. This is not a one and done. You keep telling me how that he's really on that with stores, this people. Then we're gonna do marketing campaigns. Like a lot of connections, obviously, and that's a big thing. So and our brand, obviously, the Crooked Diamond is about relaxing. Take a break, get off work, relax, get a Crooked Diamond, and chill. That's
Like you said, doesn't matter if you're the CEO of a Fortune 500 company or you're
a fan of ours and they smoke
Right,
cigars in Europe
exactly.
or whatever. Because we had one guy wanted 10 boxes. You shut that down.
You gonna eat those? That's a lot.
No,
we got to make sure we have enough for all the fans.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that. We're actually
At some point, you could probably get 10 boxes, but
right.
But
No,
not right now, yeah, not out of the
initial,
gate.
especially the signed boxes.
God bless, man. Somebody that's supporting you
I'm
like
saying,
that. I mean,
but-
you're blessed.
But we also
You'd be surprised how many people email us and want an ungodly amount of boxes.
Really?
That's why. That's the reason why we want to
Make sure we
make
get
sure
some
that everybody
pipeline.
gets some, because we're getting so many people who just want to. People who've never smoked cigars in their lives.
Well,
They said,
I mean-
never seen a cigar.
I mean, don't think that didn't come into consideration for me
When
when
we-
we delayed the shipment.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's people. I know that you're gonna have a lot of people probably smoke a cigar for the first time because of the show, and then I want it to be like magical, like the first time I had a cigar.
Right.
Yeah, well, it's funny because when I showed Thomas from Dope as Usual how to smoke a cigar, that was a great piece Billy did too. Cut up him. Oh man, this is good. He said none of that was planned. We were fucking high as kites because in that show you smoke weed. I mean, it's crazy. And my guys all said, "Yeah, you can't do it. Don't do it." My son, "Don't do it, Dad. You don't have to keep." I kept up with that motherfucker, didn't I?
You did.
I did, and I was actually worked that whole fucking week, and it was like, holy shit, I was stoned every and I don't get that. I get stoned, but not like that. I use it for medical
Is
reasons.
there a leprechaun version of marijuana? You can't get a leprechaun drunk. You can drink forever. Ooh. Is there a marijuana version?
There might.
It had to do. It's Snoop Dogg is there somewhere.
Willie Nelson, Snoop Dogg.
He's the leprechaun.
You cannot take him down.
Nope.
It's just like,
He's made a whole career on that. I mean,
He's made it. Listen, he's a successful rapper.
absolutely
First,
yeah.
hey, man, I love his little cereal came out, man.
I love it. Yeah, Snoop Loops.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Good for him, man.
If you pay him, I think the number is $200,000. That's his number right now. You pay him $200,000, he'll do whatever
Man,
the fuck you want.
There's all these bad things. As everybody has this thing about like America and this and that. But man, you got to respect people like Snoop, Dr. Dre, all those guys,
Absolutely
man.
respect.
Billionaires.
They legit like took the American dream and ran with it, man. You got to love it. I love it.
Snoop and Dre, but really Snoop
Yeah.
as one. He's kind of my hero.
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
Yeah.
think about it. He came from the streets, man.
They all did, man. It's crazy to think of like what they grew up in, and then be able to come up with the business sense that they have is amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If he ran for president, I'd vote for him.
that can't happen in places like India. That can't happen in places like China.
Well, what they did is what you did. I'm going to give you a little props. Those guys are street guys, whatever, and they worked hard. Listen, drug dealers. I mean, I hung out with what's his name, Pitbull.
Yeah.
And he was a drug dealer, and openly tell you, it was fucking stories, my story. But I love it because that's actually a business. People don't get it. My business was a business. It's a business.
It's a
I mean,
distribution.
It's a tough
It's
business.
a manufacturing distribution.
You don't get
It's supply
fired.
chain.
You get killed. But it's still a business, and they run it, and street smarts pays a lot. And you're a product of that. You didn't go to Wharton like him, Wharton Business School and stuff like that. He's street too. He's from Philly, the fucking wacko. But it's still, I mean, I get, because we hang out with some guys, very, very intelligent. One of our friends is his mentor, or his hero. What do you call him?
Who?
Chach.
Oh, I love him.
He invented, we have a friend.
There's white collar gangsters too, man.
No,
Look
no,
at the
no,
dude
no.
who came up with Silk Road.
Not this guy. This guy is an example of a guy who did it all right.
That's all right.
You know what I mean? He did good in school. He went and got a great degree. He started off with fucking nothing. He's the guy that, I mean this, standardized Wi-Fi.
Really?
So
Him and
he
his
affects
team.
your life.
That's awesome.
You use his product every day.
Amazing, man.
And he sold for a lot of money.
He'll be at lunch today.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Can't
Well,
wait to
he
meet
probably-
him.
I talked to him last night. He said he'll be
Is
at
it
lunch.
going to come to Main Street?
I don't know. He said he'll be at lunch, one of the two.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's where they're all going to go anyway. And he, great guy, great fucking guy. And he invented the touch. You know the thing?
Yeah.
Sold it to Apple.
We say he, but really, if you ask him, he'll tell you it's his team. It was a team effort.
Yeah, well,
This
that's,
guy
He's the
spent-
CEO.
that's a sign of a good leader, man.
Yeah.
He spent one-on-one time with Steve Jobs. He's big time, and right here out of a small fucking place like Melbourne.
Yeah. And a sweetheart guy.
Yeah,
Sweetheart guy.
he wouldn't tell you what we just told you. I mean, you could know him for years and not know this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's not one of those
tech.
people who
He's
wears
a
a
tech guy. I mean, that's his real business. Marketing.
tech Benz. That's what the
But, we'll get back to cigars for a second because people want to know. We're doing a pre-launch again, and we're doing that, and we're also going to let everybody, our people know we can. Do you guys sell, or do you see people selling a lot on the internet?
Oh, yeah. People sell cigars. Like 60% of our business is done online.
60%.
Retail. Yeah.
How
But
do you-
I will tell you that since the pandemic, that it has shifted a little bit. People were sick of buying stuff at home.
People want to sit at a lounge,
Amazon,
man.
Yeah, but-
Amazon comes here every day.
So I'll not, like, so for instance, when the cigar business before the pre-pandemic was, and for the longest time, it being a hobbyist situation, it's kind of like bars, right? Just because you drank in a bar doesn't mean you can own a bar. There's a lot of business that goes into it, but a lot of people open little bitty tiny shops so they can have a chair and a humidor they can smoke in and really just make a little small living. But after the pandemic, it's really a lot of people are investing in really nice cigar bars, elevating the experience, which is great for our business.
Sure.
Which is great for our business.
As a matter of fact, I was in Fort Lauderdale yesterday. Actually, Wednesday night, and then I came back yesterday. And I actually spoke to a guy. I was going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you who he is yet. He asked me, Larry, would you help me open a cigar store or something? He's got a lot of money. That's all I'm going to say. He's got money. And he said, Larry, I want to do something. Would you help me? You know business, you know. I said, I think it's a great idea. You can hang out. You can do whatever, a lot of stuff there, I don't know the business. You're going to talk.
It used to be a retiree business. That's what you were saying. Somebody
Yeah.
retired, opens up a little shop.
No, he don't want that.
Or
No,
a
no, I
hobby.
know.
Yeah.
But now it's becoming
Especially in Florida. People come down here
yeah.
from up north, open a little cigar store, and they make, 50, 60 grand a year on that little store.
And that's good enough. I mean, I know a guy that came here from Canada, started a little shop here. Little. When I say
Yeah.
small, I mean six seats.
But it's hard to get past a certain point when that's all you have, unless you open more stores that are like that,
The problem is when you're small like that and you're making a small living, your buying power is small.
Correct.
Your facings are limited.
Yeah, and it's really important the selection you put on the shelf. You cannot
100%.
You can't sit, and then
Yeah.
you need to make sure that those are stock shelves.
And here's a shout out to Oliva. Any shop that I go into, the first thing I want to see is if they have the Melanios. That's one thing that I look for because,
I know you like him. So.
well, I'm a huge fan. I'm smoking one right now, the Serie V Melanio, and I love this cigar. I've loved this cigar way before I knew you guys, way before we did any business, when I was just, a rookie cigar smoker, somebody who just went and was band shopping like you were talking about earlier, But you always pick your favorites. So there's 3 or 4 brands that I look for in a cigar shop, and I don't consider it a real humidor unless it has those brands. And that speaks to what you just said. It's so important what you have out.
yeah,
But let me get back to a question with you, because you're saying 60% of cigars are online, or 55, 60 now. It went down a hair. Why open a store? Why open a store? Now he gives me a little bit reasons
Well,
why.
I think it's important for our industry to have places where people try a cigar for the first time. I think places like
he's shaking his fucking head.
I agree.
I know you do. That's why I'm laughing.
Places, I think liquor stores like ABC's, ABC Liquor, Specs, Total Wine, they have great humidors. A lot of people go in that store and they are buying whiskey or they're buying beer and they say, you know what, hey, maybe I'll try one of these cigars, for the first time. And they do, they go in there and it creates cigar smokers because people start to realize, oh man, this is not cigarettes.
Right.
But the cigar stores are important because the camaraderie, enjoying
part of the experience.
It's part of the experience, and some people just don't like to buy online either, man.
That's why we decided to do the cigar club, the 500 shirt cigar club. Is this going to be so anybody who has that shirt, we're going to know bought a box of cigars, supported us in the beginning. So it's kind of like cool, if I see someone out when I'm speaking at somewhere or something, I was like, oh, that's one of our supporters. You got to talk to him. Because you can't get it. Right. It's not going to be sold. It's not going to be done.
Now, there's a lot of places in America that don't have a good cigar store, so the online really hits that.
That's so true.
And then some people don't, some of these smaller, they don't have their brand that they want. So they both serve a purpose. I think the experience inside a cigar shop is just different, man. You can smoke a cigar in your yard or your back patio, but to go in and talk to strangers, meet people. Adults don't have a lot of, unless you're drinking in a bar. What do adults do to socialize, man, other than run in the same circles over and over and over, or it's work related, right? So if you want to go and, talk to somebody other than your wife or kids, and you want to hey, listen, I want to go socialize with people that I've never met before, a cigar shop is a great place to do it.
There's an important point there because a lot of our listeners, younger people today, they spend a lot of time behind the screen, whether it be the phone, the computer, whatever it is. They're losing a little bit of that social aspect. And you know what, we talked about this here on the show before, and throughout the years, I've had people email me, and they'll say things like, you guys always talk about go out, do something, and it's hard for me to find an idea as to where to go.
Right.
Who do I talk to? People are afraid to walk up to a stranger and say, hey, you want to be my friend? It's not like that anymore.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I got friends that, man, they're married and they have their kids, and that's their life, man. They don't really run in social circles, like maybe twice a year they'll go to a charity benefit or something, you know. But I think it's good for people to interact with new people, But I think that's what you're saying about people are behind screens and all that. Honestly, I think that's part of the polarization of America. If you think about it, nobody ever is exposed to a different train of thought than their own, so they can never get challenged on it.
I think
even
it's
respectfully.
The opposite. I'll disagree with you.
I was just going to disagree with you. I think he's going to say what I'm going to say. Go ahead.
These guys have access to everything. The problem is they're
in an echo chamber, bro.
Absolutely.
All right, fine. The echo chamber. The thing is that those kids online, and I spend a lot of time online, I can tell you. I grew up on the internet, okay?
Yeah.
I know the mentality of the kid that sits behind the... They don't like to they don't read news. They don't go to Fox, CNN, or any of it. They do not fucking
give a fuck
at all. No, they go to places like Reddit. They go to places like Discord. They hear conversations from all over the world. And, it's not only an American problem. This is a worldwide problem of kids sitting behind the computer. I just don't think that it's lack of information that they have or that they only hear one narrative. I think they have so much information that it's almost bombarding.
Yeah,
so I agree with you, but I disagree with how you got to the same point.
Yeah, it's
you said something funny with what he said because I go on Discord. Discord, we have our own server. Now you know what Discord is? Mm-hmm. We have a server. How many we got now? 12,000?
Yeah, something like that.
12,000 fucking rabid kind of fans on this Discord. And I go on there and I'll speak, and I'll stay for an hour or two. Remember when we were talking through the pandemic and we had the kids and we were changing minds? Because they were on it and they wanted it. And it was different views, but it went really well. You moderated it.
If you've got 10 people in the channel talking, 10 different opinions.
But the problem I see is, and man, I don't get political on my social media, which is only Facebook. But man, you can turn
only on Facebook? How old are you?
43.
That's why I just decided,
man. I just can't.
I got five of them.
I don't have enough time to I just can't dedicate it to. But man, you go on a news article. I don't care how neutral that article is. It's vitriolic, one comment after another, and then it's like an attack, man. Nobody actually discusses. They just, you think that, you're a moron, blah blah blah, and you're like, geez, man, why do they even have the comment button anymore, man?
It's always us
read the
against
story,
them, right?
man. Read the story. If you're in a room with the same people, not behind a computer screen, you don't say that shit. You don't say half the shit you say because, number one, you might get your ass kicked. But number two, like, it's disrespectful. And people have a lot more courage behind a computer screen.
Oh, yeah. It's called keyboard warriors.
Correct. And that's unfortunate.
But, I get that. But again, here's a pushback a little bit. I go on a lot. And I always strive to change a mind. And I answer, and everybody knows, on my YouTube channel, every video I post, I answer for an hour of fucking comments. And if I get a crazy one, and you get them, of course, fucking all criminal shit, go and fucking be hung or some shit, Okay, really, buddy? Get the fuck out of here, But I change minds, and I want that, like you said, the comment, because I want to engage. I love to engage, obviously, that's what I do, for a living, really. But if we don't have that comment to let that idiot just do what he's doing, because there's other people aren't the idiots and they want the opinion. And I've learned that with Discord a little bit. I went on Discord the other night. Did you know I went on?
No.
You didn't know?
I did not know.
That's rare because he knows every time I go. He goes, I know you were on at 2 in the morning.
I knew you were on, but I wasn't there. No.
No, it was at 4 in the morning. Yeah. I ended up. I stay in here sometimes and do videos at night. What the fuck? I run my schedule. I'll sleep till 12. Depending on what I'm doing. So I'm in here and it's quiet, and I'll get on Discord and I'll just for an hour or two. I don't know why I do it. I just pop on. They love it, and it's crazy because if I go on, bing, 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 Yeah. But I love to change the minds, and I remember our conversation when we first started, or you started, really, Peter, and then we did it. He runs it. We did change minds. I remember that. And,
it's true.
And when you could change minds, Corey, you can't stop doing that.
Yeah, I think you're doing a great service there. It just frustrates me, man, because you got to weed through the psychotic comments.
Can I ask you a question?
And that's what
is that you too, though? Is that you too? Do you find yourself?
I used to be more invested in trying to change minds.
No. Are you closed-minded now? You think?
No.
Can somebody change your mind?
Somebody can definitely change my mind.
Okay, I love
especially,
it.
and look, I got to be honest with you. That's a sign of a good leader, man. Not always being right.
Sure.
You're going to stifle innovation. You're going to stifle thought.
I thought about that
by thinking to yourself like, I know everything. And then somebody comes in, you got good people you're surrounded by good people. And just like the president has advisors, right? He has lots of people with different opinions. They come in and they give them. And then one person, that the final say is the guy at the top. But I think it's important.
Or a combination of two.
Yeah. When it comes to philosophies and things, I think it's really bred into me, but from 43 years of life, I'm not going to change my philosophical ways, but on some subjects, I certainly can change. My wife is on the other end of the political spectrum. Okay,
my house is divided as well.
But it's funny because every Christmas was my mother. They're all attorneys, by the way, and I'm not. So
we don't like attorneys.
And they were like, yeah, we're attorneys. People are like, I'm an attorney. I'm like, great. I hire a bunch of you guys.
Yeah, right.
I pay you too much.
But they used to get to the point like sometimes they're like, oh, you're just so misguided, this and that. And I go, well, look. At the end of the day, I said, listen. You want people to succeed. I want people to succeed. How we get there is how we differ. At the end game is exactly what we want. I don't want anybody to have a hard time in life or any of this. I just think that the government hands you, getting into it. I just don't think the government does anything right, really. And them handing you something is not as valuable as the opportunity to earn it,
Sure.
And I think that if you can give more people opportunities, that's the way to go.
I'll get into an area I know very well. It gets too big, like the prison system. To stop and change the prison system itself, it's so fucking hard because it's a money thing and there's people and there's lawyers and fucking. You're talking billions of fucking dollars. Think of that, billions of fucking dollars. Yeah. So I look at that, Corey, and you do the old.
An expert, baby.
Only so much I can put in my pocket, so I'm used to it.
Right. I peel them off with my nails if I have them.
Yeah.
Oh, you fucking cigar guy. I cut the fucking
thing. But sometimes, like you said, I don't like the feeling of a cutter and a lighter in my pocket.
You know what I do when I don't have a cutter? I take a toothpick or
Everybody's got their own preferences.
You carry a toothpick with you?
No, I mean they're.
Man, you are old school, brother.
Fucking MacGyver over here.
You can get out of
You're not in prison anymore, bro.
You can get out of handcuffs with those. You can get handcuffs with. You can get out of handcuffs. I did a show where I
Get out of handcuffs with a toothpick, so he's always got one on him. You know.
You could probably use the point of the handcuff to cut your cigar too.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, you can't have a key.
Well, you could use the key, or you could use the pointed end.
I knew some guys, street guys, that would always, and what they used to do is literally in the back of their belt, in the back of their pants over there, they would keep a paper clip, a straight paper clip. Never found ever when you pat it down, and you literally get out of handcuffs every time with that. I did it on show, you remember? I did it a lot. I did it. People go, holy shit. You can do it. Yes, that's not a fucking real lock.
No,
Hey,
it's not. It's
listen.
just a
I'll tell you
pin.
what.
Exactly.
After hearing that you can go to jail for a blowjob, I'll probably start carrying a paperclip.
Yeah.
In his boxers.
Was that your car I saw under the bridge? I was next to you.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah.
Take me away.
You talk about that. You know, I was telling that somebody the other day, and oh man, you guys not remember? You remember Son of Sam?
Yeah.
David.
Well, I mean, I wasn't alive during it, but I saw the movie.
David Berkowitz was his name, and he killed someone. I was at the exact Lovers Lane in the Bronx getting a blowjob. That's why we came about that. The day before, literally within a spot, a spot. The next day, he killed fucking a couple that were in the fucking car. Young couple. That's what he was doing, shooting them. And the dog told him to do it, and fucking. I think about that. Holy shit! How you don't realize fucking you literally that. If he just did one day earlier, we're
Did I read recently that he's trying to get out of jail? Because he's still alive, man. I think he's still
he
alive.
can't get
because
out of jail.
Yeah, because the mental. He's totally reformed, by the way.
I
now.
think
He's
you're thinking of the guy who shot Reagan. He got out.
Yeah, he got out. No, I'm not saying he's gonna get out, but I think he's apparently not as crazy as he. Anyway, I was reading about it. I thought he was dead, but he's.
Let me tell you something about long-term prisoners. I've got to meet a lot because of my boy Larry here. They're all fucking innocent, man, and they're all reformed, right? You have people like Larry and Tolenio sit here and say, "Listen, I fucking broke the law. I did my time. I came out. I did my best."
A dog told me to get the blowjob.
And then you have there you go. There you go. And when you have an excuse like that and you can say that to yourself a million times in your head,
you start to believe it.
Exactly.
You know what, man? It's funny because a guy told me a long time ago that if you say the same lie over and over and over, people will eventually believe it.
It becomes the truth.
It becomes true.
Yeah.
Donald Trump did that. I'm not gonna get into politics. Yeah. No, listen. I told you, I'm a DeSantis man. But anyway, let me just give the law, you guys, a little bit about the law on that. All the shit we're doing, and with the where the fuck? Where was I going with that?
Nobody. We don't know. It's you. You were the one.
What's my bracelet's fucking missing?
That's what it is. The bracelet.
I'll never forget.
Hey,
Fucking forget.
I had a question earlier on. I'm gonna go way back into our conversation. What was that Cuban cigar? Do you remember what brand it was?
Yeah, it was a Partagas Cuban.
Bro. So I just have to share a story with you. I think I may have. No, I never
You
said
did
it
it
on
to
air.
me.
I told you the story, but I never said it on air. This is my first cigar. I was in college. There was the professor did one of these things where he coupled us up, and whoever won gets to go over to his house for a steak dinner, which in a college state is like, free steak, let's go. So me and this girl won. She didn't want to go. I went to his house. We're having this steak. Everything was great dinner. After dinner, he says, "Hey, you want to go outside and have a drink with me?" I wasn't even 21 yet, and he says, "Coolest fucking professor ever, by the way." So we go outside, and he pours me a little whiskey or whatever. And he says, "You want to smoke a cigar?" He's about to light one. And I said, "I'd love to, but I've never done it." So he brings out his humidor. He opens it up and he says, "Pick one." And I pick one out, and you know what it was? It was a Series D number 4.
Nice.
Yeah. And that was my first cigar ever. And you can imagine why I kept
you were
smoking.
like, oh, man.
You know what the problem was? I didn't realize what the prices were like.
Right.
And I didn't realize
Now
we were
they're
talking
crazy.
Right. I know. Back then it was the average was about $8 to $12 for a premium, for a good premium. And I went and I went to the cigar shop, not even a shop, one of those places where
Like a smoke shop.
just a smoke shop, right? Where they
Cigarettes everywhere.
didn't even know where to get them.
Yeah.
I go in and I look at them and holy fuck. So I started smoking cigarellos just because they were cheap as shit. You know, you could get like a 5-pack for like, 10, right.
Little tin.
Yeah, those tins. And for me, lived in Philly. Can you guess which tins I was smoking in Philly?
Macanudo Ascots.
Oh, boom.
That's the biggest. That's the biggest one.
It is the biggest
It
one.
was back then too. Yeah.
Right. It was the biggest one. And a lot of people started smoking cigars with them because they're so light.
Right.
They're a very mild cigar and they're easy to get into.
Macanudo is an interesting brand, man. It was the biggest brand in the world throughout the 90s.
Oh, the
some of
Portofino
2000s.
was like the greatest cigar in the world for...
Yeah, and they did a lot of crazy, like they did some, they would actually transport the tobacco from, it was explained to me, like they actually would put the tobacco for the age, of the winter age or something like that. But the Macanudo was crazy, man, because it was back in like the 70s and in the 80s, like there was really no cigars sold. It was weird. It was like a lull. And I remember an old General cigar rep that, before that, I forgot what they were. He told me that they used to carry them in the back of their trunk, and they sold cigars in little in like drugstores in like a glass case, like a jewelry case.
Right. I have one of those at home.
Yeah, so they have like 10 boxes in there and some the old brick humidification devices. Yep. You just wet them and then you sit them in there.
Those things suck.
Yeah, no, they don't work. But imagine that, like back in the day, there's like that's the only thing.
Right.
But he would go in. What are your 2 worst selling boxes in there? And they'd be like, these 2. He's like, he bought them, put the Macanudos in. Next time they came back and they sold well, and that's how Macanudo was born.
Damn, what a story.
That's what he told me. So
never heard that. Yeah. So
but
this is
then,
Macanudo way before.
This is when he
and,
used to like deliver the cigars himself.
Right. Wow, that's cool. So I smoked them for a long time, and it took me a little while to get into the more flavorful cigars. You know, I remember the first time I had a Hemingway Fuente, I was like, holy shit! You know,
whoa! If you can find one.
If you can find one, they basically don't exist anymore. I mean, they're only specific shops. They're not doing any new accounts. It is the industry is out of control. Are you guys like that too?
No. We're not like that. We
I missed it.
Everything. So Fuente has just a different model, the way they do things. They really limit how many cigars are output and things like that. And Padron kind of has the same model, I think, and especially those. Like I think like the baseline is different, but yeah, they can. Well, I think in a lot of ways, if you're going to do that, it's smart to only open accounts that you can service.
100%.
But yeah, no, it's interesting.
I got a back question, but again, I was talking to a friend. A guy wants to do something. He says, "Larry, I want to open a business. What do you know? Do you think it's a good idea, good timing to open a cigar store? Small. I mean, it'd be very small.
I don't think there's ever a bad time if the place is right.
Location.
If there's you get a good location, you get an underserved area of a place. I mean, it'd be difficult in Florida because there's so many, But if you find the right place, you put the right store in, you have a good selection. I think it could succeed pretty well.
It's tough in South Florida, and that's the market you probably know the best.
Yeah,
that's where he wants to do it, Fort Lauderdale.
Every fucking corner's got. I mean, you got Benzs over there.
Well, yeah, not only that.
What's that?
A really, really, really big cigar shop.
But there's been kind of a.
What about Neptune?
They're big.
Yeah, I used to go to Nep. That's why.
Burn is Rocky Patel's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
His brother runs it.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful, beautiful place, and it elevates the experience of cigars, and
it's hard to compete with a place like that.
Again, that's where I'm going to go off a little bit. I remember we used to, again, New York, Brooklyn, or wherever. It's social clubs, and I kind of look at cigars almost like a social club. You know that you go to a club, you hang out, whatever it is. Up north, you got them. It doesn't matter what the decor was in it. We had a fucking table and four.
See, but the cigar industry is different. The cigar industry.
That's what I'm asking you.
Luxurious.
Well, listen, I would venture to tell you that starting a cigar brand is much harder than opening a store right now. And you're doing it. You're going to do it, and it's going to be successful. So I think it's.
No, I didn't say that. I meant, do you think that it really matters if it's beautiful? You put $1 million into a place.
Yes.
Really?
I think you really need to have a place that people want to go to. It's like a restaurant, man. You don't want to go in a crappy environment and
janky
eat food,
carpeted
you know what I
restaurants.
mean?
Yeah.
It smells like musty.
Right,
or-
yeah,
and
exactly.
You're ordering a pizza and you're like,
You gotta have your cigars, first of all, have to be humidified correctly.
yeah, that's number one.
And that's really hard here in Florida. It's a little bit easier than it is the rest of the country. But in general, that's one thing that you have to do. Another thing is you have to good quality furniture is a thing because people want to be comfortable when they're socializing, right? Another thing on top of that is you got to have, if you're a place that has booze, you got to have that higher end stuff because people like to pair their cigars with different drinks.
Like a Hennessy or something, whatever.
I personally enjoy going into, there's two cigar
you
shops.
want a Hennessy?
No, thank you.
What time is it?
It's 12 o'clock. That's why I asked you.
I personally go into two shops. And the one shop is a janky old, hole in the wall type shop.
Which one is that?
Small. I don't want to.
Okay.
I already called it janky. I'm not going to go next. Yeah, I go there, and I like the people there, and that's why I go, and I like having the conversations that I have there. And the people are really nice people, and I got to tell you, the prices are fantastic. I don't know how they get away with some of these prices because I know how the manufacturers feel about protecting their prices. What these guys do basically is they take no profit on their cigars so they can have a good price. But this guy doesn't need the money. He has a hole in the wall, a place where he can hang out with his friends, and he just happens to be selling to the public. That's one shop. Those are less likely to succeed, and I'll tell you why. Because in another shop right here in town, the big shop has, I think, don't catch me on this, but 200 facings. 200 different cigars on the shelf. All right, which is insane. From boutique to general stuff, to Oliva, to Altadis, to all of them. He's got everything from everybody. But
You want to give him a shout out?
Executive Cigar. So he's got this beautiful furniture, a brand new bar. Everything was done to the T. He spent the money. It was a lot of money spent
We should
there.
walk down there. It's right next to where we're going.
Okay.
You've been there?
I have not been there.
Your guys are there all the time.
I know.
You guys.
Your guys are there all the time. I know that for a fact. I buy my Olivas from there, so that's how I know.
No,
that.
I know of this. I know of the account.
Sure.
Actually been
So,
there.
like I said, and he's a guy. He's a force to be reckoned with in this town, right? That's why as the CEO of Oliva, he can't name every shop, but he can name a few. And in this area, the one that you could name it would be that one. And that's the difference between a high quality, luxurious, and I'm putting that in quotes because I'm not talking about fucking.
I
presidential
watch.
suite.
His name's Tony who owns it. I watched Tony go from when I did a TV show with him.
Right.
You remember?
He used to have a smaller shop, but even that shop was much nicer than the other one.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, what I was getting at is he's going bigger and bigger, or nicer and nicer, bigger and bigger. And
Answer your question, Larry. I know you asked him, but I'm going to answer this. Opening one in South Florida is fucking tough. And if you're going to open, you got to stand out from the crowd. And if you want to stand out from the crowd, you got to have the room for ballers, right? That's the only way to do it.
Here's what I think. You guys, obviously, I know the situation a lot better than you guys. I don't know how much he sells other things, and he wants to hang out. Like, you know what I mean? Like you said, like get a little shop, little thing, make a few, $60,000 a year, or whatever it is, and have his own place and whatever he's going to do. We thought about a lot of things, when we did this. This was not like a decision just to do, that, how to be the right partnership, how to be the right people, how to right do. Obviously, having the background, what we do, the ability to get out there and do stuff, and I think that's a big thing. Him with the internet, everything we're doing. So it's kind of like what we're doing, and we talk about this all the time, Corey. This is not a fuck. We are here I'm here till I die. You got to kick me out. What the fuck?
Right.
I will pay my bills.
Hopefully it's a little while.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, and I look at that, and again, as a cigar, I never dreamed that I'd have a cigar, obviously, It's a good fit because I've been smoking cigars for 40 fucking years,
Right.
My mother's been smoking cigarettes for 70 fucking years. So anybody tells me about health, go fuck yourself. Because it's genes.
Well, cigars are so different than cigarettes.
Of
It was
course.
proven by the studies on the FDA.
We read them in the car in L.A.
Yeah, right. Because we had a debate. I want to call it an argument, but I'll call it a debate. When us Northeast guys get together, with the way we talk, it's almost like an argument, but really it was a debate. And they were trying to tell us there's no fucking way in the world that what the FDA report said was true.
I sent it to you, right?
Yeah, you did.
You're the one who sent it to me.
We were reading it to them based on your
The
email.
National Academy of Sciences, full of anti-tobacco doctors, came out with all that.
And
Because they can't lie.
Tell them what it said. You actually live longer if you not smoked a cigarette beforehand.
There's supporting evidence. Put things in perspective, yeah? there's supporting evidence that only smoking cigars and pipe smokers live longer
Than a person who doesn't
smoke at all.
And I think the reason is, personally, it's kind of relaxing. I get it. I mean, personally, I get
You
it.
don't inhale cigars, right?
It's
you have
relaxing.
a lot fewer cigars than you would cigarettes.
Well, I think it's a de-stress for some people, you know?
I have a question,
It is for
because
me.
this was actually, and I think we never answered, but I asked you. You said how much tobacco. Is there an addiction? Like, I'm not addicted to cigars. I cannot.
Look, it's crazy, but I don't smoke cigars on the weekends. I don't need to.
Me neither. When I'm home, I don't smoke.
Yeah,
I do.
I smoke every day at the office, and then I can go, like when I was in Europe, I always bring a bunch of cigars, and I don't smoke any. I just need a break sometimes.
Well, in Europe, it's kind of hard to find a spot to smoke too.
Yeah.
But you're right about that, because when I go out, sometimes it'll be a week. You know, I'm out in the
But
RV.
you're not
or
jonesing for one. You're
No.
kind of like, you know what, I'd like to have a cigar, but you don't need to have
That's
a
what I'm
cigar.
asking.
I feel the
Is
same way-
there an addiction to it?
I'll answer that. I feel the same way about cigars as I do about a really, really good whiskey, scotch, bourbon.
Right.
I'd love to have one. You know what I mean? But it's not a necessity.
Yeah, you can go with like experiences too. I really want to play golf, but I don't have to.
Exactly.
You know,
I'm not
like,
sitting here like, fuck, I need a cigar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because
it's
cigarette
I don't know.
smokers are
You-
like that, bro.
you-
They can't-
I don't know.
they can't-
You've been
they
pretty
start
irate when it's
shaking
no cigar.
It's not about cigars. For me, if I need nicotine, right? You get nicotine from cigars, even though you don't inhale them. It goes through your palate, and you get a whole lot of nicotine from
See,
it.
I don't feel it, personally.
Yeah, I don't get stimulants.
Me
from
neither.
it.
Me
Ever.
neither.
So, I mean, I get what you're saying.
I will say this. Every so often, if I smoke a really dark cigar, like a triple ligero, right? If I'll smoke one of those, I can almost feel that relaxed vibe. You know, I'm getting, but it's not like you have to really look for it. It's not like a high.
Right. Yeah. Actually, if you're ever
Mushroom?
No, nothing like mushrooms.
the frogs.
All of a sudden, the cigar website goes out of control. People are like, "Holy shit, this gets you high!"
Yeah, Larry just said I got fucking high. You know, I mean, that's funny because
Are you high on shrooms though? Are you really high on it, or are you just
I
hallucinating?
love shrooms. man.
That's a form of a high. We use high as an umbrella term.
It's an umbrella term.
I love mushrooms. I love psychedelics actually, but
They say I think in the next 10 years, there are a lot of studies saying that it's good brain reset.
mega.
They
studies.
have ayahuasca clinics right here in Orlando.
That's right. And not only that, DMT.
Let me
and
tell you,
MDMA.
anything that will, take people's dependence on like pharmaceuticals and stuff like that, I'm all for researching on.
Agreed.
And that's what it boils down to. They don't want to research that stuff because they want to put you on antidepressants and all this other crap.
Well, we got fucked by the war on
Money,
drugs.
Yeah, man.
money,
We got-
and the war on drugs.
The war on drugs fucked us, man. What it did is it took a whole bunch of shit and it put it in one category, and then science couldn't use those things anymore to potentially find, because all these things were developed or found out throughout the years in a medical fashion. And then they were thrown out when people found out. You could feel really good on them.
I mean, people do have mental illness and they need some medications, And
100%.
And some of these do work, but some of them are just kind of like not really working as much as they're just more pumping it into you. Then if you can relax, lose some anxiety or whatever from smoking a joint or something, I'm all for it, man.
Yeah,
Or
because
anything for that
Your
matter.
medication may not be my medication, but if it works for you, it works for you. I mean, I personally think some of the CBD stuff is overblown. I believe the mind is a powerful thing, and
sure.
I think a lot of it's placebo effect.
Agree.
You know what I mean?
like anything else.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, listen, if that works
Then it
and you're
works.
feeling better, go
Listen,
for
I
it,
used to say the same thing in prison with religion. I'm not religious, and that's everybody's personal choice. We all know that.
I am.
But I used to see. That's okay. I used to see people come to prison, and they fucking fucked up. They come, they get their Bible, they do that, and they got through their time with it. And of course, when
it was their medicine.
exactly when they got out, I mean, I saw him when what the fuck, but no. I have a friend, and he knows him. He's been a fucking a rabbi, a fucking minister, police.
In prison.
Yeah, you got the courses and that.
In prison, if you become a rabbi, then you get to lead the thing for Seder for Passover.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I mean that's an extra freedom. Not only that, kosher food. Let's go.
Oh, man.
You get to eat special food, which is I got to tell you, if I wasn't Jewish and I was in prison, I'm now Jewish.
See, the Jews get everything.
I found Moses.
Those fucking Jews get everything.
Hey, you know what? Enough with the fucking.
Is there?
I'm not getting canceled because he said I'm allowed to say Jew because he's a Jew, and Jew's a good word.
Is there a gang in the prisons? Like
with Jews?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
they
not
run
enough of them in prison, bro.
I never. Well, I didn't know. I just didn't know. I mean,
they're representing the guys in prison.
Yeah, and they run the stamps, the money.
Somebody's got to run the money.
Exactly. Yeah. But we talk about obviously placebo effects, all that kind of stuff in cigar. I am so over everybody. I believe all drugs should be legal. And people go, what do you mean? I go, listen, if you commit a crime to get drugs, go to prison. But what you do in this house, I don't give a fuck what you do. Here's a country that's just doing it, Sweden and Switzerland. They decriminalized all drugs.
Dude, Oregon.
Oregon mostly. Did you know? No, wait a minute, Corey. Did you know?
Oh, he's got an opinion. He's got an opinion.
But you know the crime rate went down.
Do you think fentanyl should be legal?
Yep.
Man, that's a dangerous thing because fentanyl is that's something that a lot of people aren't really talking about, but just a tiny grain could kill.
No, we know that. But you could take other stuff that's out there, poisons and the same.
You can eat a fucking peanut and die, but fentanyl is obviously a lot more.
Yeah,
lethal.
but imagine I think fentanyl shouldn't not be used, period, unless it's in in
surgery or whatever they do.
No, not even that. What do you call it? Hospice center or something.
Right.
But the problem with that is right now, imagine a kid gets into your stash,
Well, let me stop you here, Corey, because I just had this talk last night.
And again, my libertarian side of me says, yeah, everything should be legal. But then you start to there's hard things.
Again, I'm not going to ever do that to somebody because here's why. First of all, ketamine, whatever you want to.
Horse tranquilizer.
Horse tranquilizer. Yeah. Did you know they have clinics now? They're all over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Did you know that is more addicting? I had a friend who into the psychotropics, mega. He said, Larry, they think they had an opioid crisis if this ketamine could, and he's done it. He does it. Whatever certain people have to do certain things. He says it's unbelievably addicting. Ketamine.
Jeez.
And he says,
so is sugar, Larry. So is Coca-Cola.
See, that's my next thing. Do I think it should be stopped? No. I'm really for respecting a person's opinion, what they want to do. Now, if you fuck yourself up, I shouldn't have to pay for you or something of that nature.
He's not talking about addiction.
But decriminalization is different than access. You know what I mean? If somebody gets their hands on ketamine, and wants to be on it, I guess that's okay if you're an adult. I mean, whatever. You want to be, it's going to ruin your life just like alcohol could. There's a lot of things that can ruin your life.
He said it. He said it just like alcohol could.
What do I say? Yeah. I say anybody who comes on the show.
But I don't think it should be readily available in a 7-Eleven or something.
But then why should alcohol be?
You know what I mean? I don't know that alcohol is available everywhere. You got to be 21 to buy it. You got to have a license.
I'm not saying you're going to do that to anybody else. Nobody's saying to make it legal for kids or anything. I'm big on that. But anybody who comes in here and debates me with drugs, the first thing I ask them, I say, what about alcohol? Now, if they say no alcohol too, it's a drug, I get it. But now you can go back down and maybe aspirin and giving you ulcers or whatever the fuck it is.
Oh, yeah. Listen, Zantac gave you cancer.
Oh, shit, I know.
You know what I mean?
My point to you was, though, I can't pick and choose. I think people should have that right to do. Yeah, unless you're going to do it alcohol too and everything.
I also think that there's not enough studies for positive effects on drugs. I think what I say with the psycho drugs like psilocybin and ayahuasca,
psilocybin,
and then DMT and all these things.
MDMT,
but the pharmaceutical companies are just going to villainize, trying to make it because you're not buying Xanax, you're not buying
But did you know? But do you know the government gave the University of Mississippi authorization on those Class A drugs to test them all? They're doing it right now.
Listen, man, if a guy from Iraq, if you go, there's a Netflix special on it, man. If the guy from Iraq, PTSD, and he takes ecstasy and it helped him, why the hell is that not legal?
I actually know a guy here locally who had severe PTSD. This guy is a special ops guy. He's seen some shit in his life. and he went to an ayahuasca clinic, or not clinic, but a shaman in Costa Rica, and he came back.
He was on the show.
Yeah, was he?
Yeah. He hangs out at Tony's shop sometimes. The cigar shop.
Maybe.
I've been at his house, Clay Cards. Lives in Bayside.
No, not that guy.
You know who I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
not that
Him
guy.
too.
Anyways, so this guy was completely fucking cured.
Yeah. I hear that a lot.
He is a different man now. He got to work out through his problems. I mean, he said it was hell doing it. It was hell, but it helped.
Yeah, I was watching that. Some lady had her boyfriend kill himself and her daughter, and she didn't want to live anymore. Went to an ayahuasca clinic in Orlando. She said she's able to move. I mean, she's never going to move on, but she's able to move past it. You know,
Sure.
so she can.
So there is a definite benefit to it,
Yeah, I mean,
no doubt about it.
It's
let me
weird.
read
I
something.
mean, if you look at the scans of a brain when you're on that stuff, it's like it takes your brain and just like
Lights it the
it on
fuck up,
fire.
yeah.
And I don't, I mean,
You-
I think it could probably be bad if you don't need to do it, but like I think there are a lot of people that may, you got to try something, man. Too many suicides in this country.
You know, Corey, I'm gonna go stop and read something to you guys. Right? It's a study that came
Hit
out,
us up.
but also I love psychotropics. That's my thing. But here's the thing: MDA, the drug also known as ecstasy, and used illegal.
MDMA.
I said that MDMA.
You said MDA. Okay, go.
MDMA, the drug also known as ecstasy, and used illegally for decades for recreational purpose, has been designed as a breakthrough therapy by the FDA as a treatment for post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, alongside psychotherapy. In phase 2 trials with 107 participants, 61% no longer qualified for PTSD after 3 sessions. Listen to it until we go. Of 3 sessions of MDMA-assisted psychotherapy, 2 months after treatment. After 12-month follow-up, 68% no longer had PTSD among the study group who had chronic treatment-resistant PTSD and had suffered from the condition for an average of 17.8 years.
99% of them also developed a love of EDM music.
Oh yeah. and a love for water.
No, but with me, I've had my
It's very telling, man.
listen. I talk about this on the show. Everybody knows when I was in prison, I did 4 hits of acid. I floated out of Atlanta, literally. And you always
Got a
try.
day off of prison.
I did. I was out of that prison for that fucking 3, 4,
Randy
5
talks
hours.
about that too.
Yeah, he did. Him and I did. And we had the guy who was one of the biggest drug dealers in the country. He was on Netflix too. So he was on my show.
Yeah.
Randy Lanier. He was an IndyCar Rookie of the Year. Funded his whole team.
You got to check that show out. It's out of control. His story is so good.
And his pot, listen, he was bringing in pot. Listen, his last load was 165,000 pounds.
He's from your neck of the woods, South Florida.
Miami.
Are you talking about the guy who was the cigarette boat racer guy?
No, he
no,
knew
no,
them though. He knew all those guys.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
Pass
he-
me a cigar when you use.
And he came on the show. We were in the same prison, so that got crazy, right? The fucking talking about prisons and shit, him and I. And anyway, 165. That's 82.5 or 83 tons of fucking marijuana. One road. It was what, 55 million? Was that? Jason, you watched the show a few times. He knew about it before we even had the show. How many tons was? How many was it? 55 million or something?
Oh, something like that. 50-some million.
That's his last load.
That's crazy,
I
man.
want to get into pot business.
No
But
kidding.
no,
Legally, I'd love to.
Yeah.
That's a good business to be in.
it's better illegal.
So how far are we from Oliva weed branded?
No.
No? Did you ever think about it? Be honest.
No,
Has it been brought up in the discussion? You have the fields.
We probably not recently, but like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. Obviously, when they started talking about the CBD and stuff, we had some. It just doesn't go well with cigars, and it's a different
world.
It's a different world,
Yeah.
man. It's like trying to sell like you're in a cigar store trying to sell like flavored gummies or something like that. It just doesn't. It's not the same crowd.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, we have a national sales force, but the problem is, you need to focus them, because if you start selling stuff like that, they go out of cigar stores and start focusing on, head
Well,
shops and
hey,
stuff
let's
like
face
that.
it. If the money's there, the money's there.
Yeah, but I don't think that Oliva has to get into that. I think
No,
it'd be
no,
something you could get into
obviously.
as a different company.
Second company, right?
Yeah, but a question on that. Is Nicaragua allowed to grow pot if they want it?
No.
Oh, no. Is there laws down there that are really tough?
Yeah. Well, most of Central and South America have laws against it. You know how they do it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know anything about Nicaragua and any of that. We don't in any way. But there's just only so many places you can grow stuff. You know, like we're having a difficult time finding places to grow tobacco, more tobacco. So I've never heard of it. I don't think anybody. I don't actually see much of a drug problem in Nicaragua at all.
A question. Let me get back to Oliva for a minute. Okay?
I thought we were talking about weed. What drugs?
We're going to talk about Oliva. I want
like
to talk
I said,
about.
I don't think there's Nicaragua at all. But in Honduras recently, the president exited in December, and he was arrested like 2 weeks later.
Yeah, I know.
For drug trafficking. I guess he allowed things come through Honduras. I don't know.
But
the whole
who
story.
arrested him? America?
Yeah, the CIA.
Fucking bullshit. They're just like Panama, and they made Noriega a fucking drug dealer.
Imagine, we arrested their former president. I think he's in a jail cell in New York, federal prison.
Could you imagine somebody coming here and fucking arresting our president for fucking?
I don't disagree. I don't agree with any of that stuff, man.
Me
I
neither.
really don't.
Stay the fuck in your lane.
Absolutely. But let me get back to Oliva because I want to let our audience know. So you're going to officially invite us to Nicaragua?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Do we need anything? Are we okay? Is it safe?
The
Is
passport, we'll arrange all the transportation. It's very safe. The people of Nicaragua are so amazing. I think I honestly like never feel unsafe there ever.
The reason the girl Yara,
Yadira.
she said, "Oh, I want you because then you could speak there too." When I go, pop over there and speak.
She's
to
got
the
our
kid.
organization there. Do you want to speak about that?
Yeah.
What's that?
About the organization?
What they
about
do
the
over there,
foundation?
what you're doing. I love what you guys are doing for young people and everything else in Nicaragua with the foundation.
Supporting the
and everything
locals in
else.
general.
So
Supporting the locals and everything.
We've a few years ago we started a foundation. We just started a foundation, but the last few years we were contributing to a school for our employees, children of the employees, so they get a good education. We're going to continue that, but they've had some changes, so we're working on a school of our own. And
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, man. I mean,
you got to be proud of that. When we talked about this, and him and I with Oliva and everything, and obviously sponsoring the show, I just love what they do. From the women, and you don't think it's big, I think it's big. I mean,
honestly, for me, we'd like them to learn how to speak English and one day work for us.
You fucking what a fucking CEO he is. He's really looking ahead. He's got the kids in the fields already.
That's the right mindset. Let me educate
course
these
it
people
is.
and give them earning potential.
Yeah, and
that's a fantastic
it's a great job.
mindset.
I mean, there's people to be a cigar roller you make about the same as a doctor there.
Right?
What?
So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's their biggest industry.
Now, the fans were asking me about this. Larry, are you going to roll one? I said, I'm going down there, and you're going to film it, and
I'll let you roll it, but I ain't smoking it.
I'm going to give it a whirl.
It ain't easy. I can't.
No,
do it.
it is
Honestly,
not.
I'm not an artistic person, and I just gave up after like 3.
Can I fix it with a hammer?
I can do it, but it'll look shitty, and I
yeah.
can't do the capping at all. Like I can't put a cap on a cigar.
You don't need a cap on it. You can just.
My
it's
point.
like-
That's art, though.
Yeah.
The way they do the cap on this cigar is so beautiful. Triple cap, just done perfectly. And these guys do.
Cohibas do the triple cap to
they
it.
make it look so easy.
They do make it look easy. I've seen videos. Tell me, how many cigars does a roller produce a day?
It depends on the cigar, but it's on average 300.
300 a day.
Yeah.
No shit.
How many cigars?
And that's capped, cut, ready to go?
See, it's a buncher and a roller. So
Right.
one person bunches and they put them in presses, and the other person's putting the wrapper and the cap on.
Gotcha.
So it's a pair.
Right.
So it's 2 people that are rolling
Per
through.
table.
Per table.
Let's get back to Oliva again here. This is good because that was a great question. How many cigars does Oliva produce a day?
Oof, that's not a number I disclose.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay. No. I mean, that's
But it's a good amount. But it's
300
it's actually
per roller per day. You do the math.
well, how many rollers they have? You don't know.
I'll be honest with you. When you see this place, you're gonna be like, I didn't know this many. I even am impressed. Every time I go, I can't believe that there's that many people smoking cigars in the world. It's just like you think they're on every corner, somebody puffing everywhere. As many
Now
cigars,
I'm
right?
single now,
And that's just our company.
I just have this question because I'm single. How's the women over there?
I think there's beautiful women everywhere.
Oh, what a fucking politically correct fucking answer.
That's the right one, too.
It's a great answer, but not me. I mean, I like Latin women. I don't like Oriental. It's nothing against Oriental. Whoa, it's nothing against Oriental. We have fucking Is it Orientals, right? You can't say bro.
I don't even know, man. It's
fuck it. Orientals.
It's a fuck. You already said it. It's a fine line out there today. I mean, what you can and can't say. Oriental. We know what you mean when you say it. So, and I don't feel like you're putting anybody down. So
everybody knows me, and you know that. There's
You ain't a
zero
bigot.
prejudice or bigot in me. Zero. It's just not there. And
you're an all-inclusive person.
absolutely. Why do you think I got this on it?
The upside down pineapple. Do you know what that means?
You know what that means?
No.
You don't know what an upside down pineapple means?
No, what's that?
We learned together, Larry and I.
If you see that, that means they're swingers.
Oh.
That's
So
why
if you
it's on
see
everything in this room.
if you see a fucking sticker on a car, it's not everywhere.
We have at least one here.
Well,
Yeah,
I think
on the garbage pail.
it has to be. It has to be upside down.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
'Cause
like
there's a lot of pineapples out there.
Not pineapples, but
Florida.
upside down pineapples.
Okay, all right.
We were in Cancun. We were in the pool. I was wearing
my
my bathing
60th
suit.
birthday. We had a party.
I was in my bathing suit, and I had upside down pineapples and sideways pineapples, and I had no fucking clue. I just bought it. Looked good. My wife bought it. Fuck it. I don't buy my own clothes. So she bought it for me. I wore it there, and this couple was like being super nice to me, dude. Oh man,
I remember that.
They were sweet talking, and none of us fucking have an idea. Then finally, I was just like, listen, I'm married. I don't, I'm not trying. They go, it's okay. She can come. They don't give a fuck. I said, what makes you feel like I'm a fucking swinger or whatever? And she goes, the upside down pineapple in your swim trunks. I was like, holy
And you know
shit.
who confirmed that? Cammie. You remember she was talking about her? They put one to joke with a neighbor. And they put one on their patio or whatever the fuck it is. The fuck, And it's funny because
Now you know.
I
Watch
mean,
what you
I
buy.
just think if I were, in that environment, I would just wear a shirt that says available.
Oh, there you go.
I mean,
Darian,
No cryptic
Darian,
bullshit.
yeah, I mean,
Darian, get me a shirt. No,
Available.
and ready and available.
Right.
here's
Open
what
for
the biggest
business.
shock was, that I didn't know that. That
That
about
is
the
because-
pineapple, because
because-
I usually know all that kind of shit.
Because you're a swinger?
Listen, I'm known to fuck around.
There's another situation there, man. Like, it's like those people, like a group, they're like adults doing things in their own home and stuff, and then they're persecuted. And
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Oh
What-
my god!
Yeah,
It's
who
like, wait,
gives
you're-
a fuck what
I
you're
know,
doing?
You're doing that when you're single. Like you're on Tinder like 9 times a week. What's the difference as a married couple?
100%.
Talk about judgment, man. That's another situation where I'm like,
Well,
wow, you hear about that.
Don't get me on the religion, and that's where it comes from. Really, profess to be fucking perfect. And they're sucking somebody's dick under the fucking.
I think 6-7
stall
years
or
ago there was a show on it, and it was like on A&E, and it was something about us it was like a neighborhood in like Ohio. He's my Eastern sales manager at the time. I'm like, dude, you got this neighborhood near your house? It's full of swingers. He's like, we know of it, but we don't, whatever.
We don't fuck around.
Bro.
He was there that night.
Let me, dude. It was highly rated. By the third show, it had to be taken down.
Why?
Really?
And it was like 6-7 years ago. Yeah.
Why?
Third show, I'm like, what
Because they were canceled, so to
the-
speak.
oh my God, swingers.
Are you fucking
Yes,
kidding
I
me?
swear. I was like, dude, in this day and age, I mean, like,
That's ridiculous,
Can you
man.
imagine that? Can you
No,
imagine that? Like,
that blows me away. What you do in your own house is your own fucking business. Period. End of story. Nobody should give a flying fuck, because I don't give a fuck. That's for sure, and you know that anyway. But
True.
And I look at that. I look at all that kind of stuff. And again, the cancel culture or whatever you want to call that shit. It's such bullshit. I mean, I watched Dave Chappelle last night before, whatever it was. I watched Dave Chappelle on Netflix. I just love that fucking guy. He was talking, he talks about the trannies, and they fucking canceled. They tried to cancel.
They tried to cancel.
They tried to cancel. and
Instead, the employees within Netflix, they got fired, so they were canceled.
yeah.
exactly, because he fucking.
By the way, the same people that are persecuting him for saying these things are the same ones preaching tolerance.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yet, God forbid you have an opinion different than theirs, and all of a sudden
right.
it's like, oh my God. It's
Right.
like, who's the bigot? You just trying to cancel this dude who's up there
Exactly.
making fun of everybody.
The world's
But-
full of it today.
I mean, that guy makes fun of himself, so it's like, all right. I mean, where are we gonna end it?
That swinger show should have went to Netflix because they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Or Amazon.
Well, anybody
Jeff
that's
Bezos
not
trying to
I mean,
take over
I'll
the
be honest
industry.
with you. I thought Sister Wives and the 90 Day, or what's the other one?
90 Day
I thought it was
90 Days In?
or what? No, what is it? Love It,
Married at First
no,
Sight.
Wife Swap.
Oh,
There's a
Wife
wife swap
Swap,
on,
yeah.
but
But they don't get to fuck.
No,
Wait a minute.
What's the
Can
point?
I
I
go
gotta
on
deal
that
with your-
show? Wait a minute.
You don't actually get to fuck the wife. You just swap responsibilities.
Okay. Like on fucking Naked and Afraid, they ain't fucking
they
there
just
when the
had-
camera's
They're-
off.
nobody's thinking about fucking on Naked and Afraid.
Oh, I would be.
Yeah, well, only after the first day or two. You got after that, you're like, hell no,
Listen,
man.
you
We
got-
can find a
I
shower.
will say it here, and I said it before. I think they should have a fucking convict edition of Naked and Afraid. Get a female convict and a male convict.
Oh my God! Then you'll be making rum out of a coconut.
Right. Corey, we will make it. I guarantee for 21 fucking days I could sleep.
They will find out where the fucking crew is, and they will rob them blind every fucking night.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you see
That's what will happen.
The crew will be naked, sitting there under cave, bats eating them,
and the guys
They're naked, and these guys are holding the video.
Hey, wait,
making soup.
No, these guys got Snicker bars and they fucking shit whatever they had in there. And these fucking clothes.
I don't. First of all, you wouldn't survive 12 hours.
Listen to me. You know who people want me to do it with? Jessica Kent.
You guys apply to the show; they'll take you.
Her
You're
and
both
I.
fucking YouTube stars and all the shit. Go do it.
You know what? I should.
You should, and you wouldn't make it a day. She'd be out there for 8 days alone.
How about a bet?
I will fucking take
Listen,
a bet.
man. I'll tell
One
you,
day?
Hey, what would be? What would,
Fucking-
let me ask you. It's a tropical environment.
We live in a fucking tropical
It's a tropical jungle environment. What are you bringing with you?
Oh yeah, the one item.
Yeah, what's your one item?
A machete.
Mine would be bug spray.
You can't.
That's
Why?
a CEO's.
There's an exclusion list.
Wait.
Of what you can.
No,
do.
no.
You've seen the exclusion list? There's
It's on their website.
Oh,
Me
shit.
and my
a minute,
wife
man.
went
Corey.
through a time where we watched.
Dude,
that
I
series.
see that are eating that like
Corey,
dude,
you know what you just did? That is a total CEO fucking of a big company fucking move. Bug spray. That's like saying next thing you want like a toothbrush and a fucking
No, DEET, man. You see those people? They're like bodies chewed
build
up.
a fire.
Chewed up.
You know what
that
I would
doesn't
bring?
work, man.
You know what I would bring? A fucking box of Oliva cigars.
There you
Oh,
go.
I'd
shit.
just sit there naked, scratching my dirty balls while smoking us.
Well, I'm only gonna last 18 hours anyway. Might as well
Might
smoke
as
all
well
of them.
smoke.
Yeah, I'm quitting anyway when this box is done.
It's not on the exclusion list, so. And you know my partner's gonna be like, "What the fuck? I brought a flashlight." You know, like
What did you bring? Well, we might need the
It'll
box.
His naked ass will be over there. Squirrel runs down tree. You fucking alligators eat me. Running out. I'm done.
guaranteed. You ain't lasting 24 hours. You ain't
You
lasting
just see
24
his white ass fucking running through the jungle.
You know, Corey, you're making me laugh because when you get really white is when you're in the hole in prison. Everybody knows you get out of the hole, you'll see the guy.
you're pale as fuck.
Even black guys are pale.
Right.
You know what I mean? It doesn't
Right.
fucking matter. Really.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
yeah, I know.
amazing. Naked and Afraid. I love to be naked anyway. As fucking fat
But
and
do you
ugly
like
as
to
I
be
am.
afraid in the woods?
I don't know.
They will fuck with Larry too. You know, they put him in like fucking South America in a fucking jungle with like this much water. You know what I mean? Nowhere to sleep.
You know, Benz, what they say about guys like me, probably him, you. You could drop me naked in fucking South America. I'll end up in New York with $1,000 in a 3-piece suit in fucking a week.
I'd love to see
They
that.
should do the XL though, and then bring them in. You just take all the other guys' shit.
XL is where they have a
You're
bunch
like,
of people on there.
Hey, we're taking our 10%.
Yeah, hey, motherfucker.
Larry's gonna collect protection.
Just so you know,
on the island.
Yeah.
I'm here to collect. We'll be back in 3 days. Make sure I got a pig or something here to eat.
Get to it.
You got 2 catfish? Well, I'm taking both.
I want prison pasta. ASAP.
Done. You know, it's funny because I rarely watch TV. It's just me. I mean, usually busy doing stuff. I actually watch YouTube a lot. I mean, I watch all the YouTubers.
That's TV.
You know, you
It
can
is.
watch a lot of great 80s cartoons on YouTube.
Corey, you're scaring me,
glad you
Corey.
said that
Corey,
because
you're
I do
scaring me,
Yeah,
Corey.
you gotta go. Like I watch. I'm like during the pandemic, I got so fucking burnt out on the TV. I went on the YouTube and I'm like, I'm watching He-Man.
Oh my God. He was
Watching Voltron, bro.
But wait a minute, you didn't sign up for my
yeah.
channel back
I
then?
didn't know.
You didn't sign up for the channel.
How the
just
fuck-
started.
He's not the demo, Larry.
Yes.
He's all right. He's skating the demo.
right on my
Skating the
demo.
Skating it. Yeah. You know, He-Man, you know, I watched the entire series during COVID on YouTube.
Did you?
I also watched Ninja Turtles and Transformers.
What
I
the
watched
fuck
all
is-
these shows.
Imagine this. Back in the 80s, you had to wake up and be there at your TV right when it started on Saturday morning.
Saturday morning
and
cartoons,
I remember
baby.
I'm getting dressed, watching it during getting ready for soccer or baseball or whatever it was. Man, you had imagine that. You can't even record something back then. The Wizard of Oz came on once a year, and we got to like sleeping bags. You got
the whole fucking country watched it.
I am loving this because I'm older than you guys and seen other shit like worse from black and white TV. You were big shot when you got a 13-inch black and white TV in the Bronx, and with fucking rabbit ears, and we had 5 stations, 7, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13.
Most people your age only remember 3 channels. You're in New York, so you got 7.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, imagine dating and having to basically fucking stalk girls because you had to keep calling until they answer because there's no answer machine, nothing. That must have been awful, man.
What was the name of that? You might remember this. You might not all look like an idiot. Do you remember that hotline that you used to call to like talk to like random girls? Now, I'm not talking about like in a sexual way. It was like for teens. It was called...
For teens?
Yeah, you would call this number.
I know there used to be like dating, like any magazine or newspaper had like a dating personals thing.
Yeah.
And then we were kids, we used to prank them.
Yeah. I've done that. I have them recorded.
Sheila.
It just goes to show
Hey,
you
Bob.
what you guys did.
Bob, it's Bill.
You guys did that, and we're fucking shaking down a kid for a dime to call sports phone.
Sports phone. I remember that
Remember
too.
the box?
Oh, the box. Music, television, you control.
It's legit the same. Nothing but a G thing played 99 times.
Yo,
and then,
Barbie girl.
Yeah, then like Informer. Keep boom down.
Do you guys remember Soul Train?
That was Snow.
Shit, man. Yeah, Snow. Yeah, Informer.
Do you remember Soul Train?
Yeah.
I remember it. Yeah, sure.
That was the dance when they
Dude,
come out in the
the
70s.
box. What a throwback.
Yeah, man.
I bet you not a single person listening to this show knows what the box.
No, man.
I remember their slogan: music, television, you control. And here's the big question: did you ever pay $1.99 for a song?
Fuck no, I did
Me
not.
neither, bro. I was a
No, because I was enjoying them nothing but a G thing over and over and over.
bro, and that's why the box doesn't exist anymore.
But somebody had to.
I couldn't imagine paying $2 to request a song on TV.
I would venture to say I've never called a 900 line. I think it was a 900 line.
900 was like the paid phone.
Yeah,
bullshit,
for like everything. It was like if you wanted.
Me neither. My
I don't
parents
think
would
I've ever
fucking
dialed
hang me.
900.
My parents would hang me.
Yeah, it doesn't even do 900 exist
Well,
anymore?
first of all,
No, I don't think so.
We used to do them. Let me tell you what we did. We'll talk about a scam. You know the fucking guys in the back of the newspaper in New York, the Post and the Daily News. We had a picture of a fucking wise guy, the big cigar, the fat fuck with the hat, best picker in the world, sports. Well, back then you had 4 phones in a room, and they didn't have fucking buttons, so you had call waiting. So you literally had 2 lines. So you had 2 scripts. One was the Giants. Let's say the Giants are playing the Jets. The Jets have never lost a game when they're winning and the temperature's 65 degrees and above and the quarterback's a right-handed. All bullshit. The other team, same fucking script. This team is so you win. We used to fucking, guy calls in, it's $1.99 it was back then. Fucking pay, boom. We got a piece of that or whatever. I don't know how it worked. So what would happen was the guy would call, he'd get a winner. One guy gets a loser. So one guy thinks you're a fucking genius. We kept him on a list. When we gave one guy, by random, 3 winners, we called him back. Said, hey, listen, can you afford $50? He goes, we got our best pickers on this fucking game. Guaranteed winner for $50. You got, how many did you win already? We knew he won 3. Listen, if you don't want it, if you can't, first line was,
Can't afford it.
no, can you bet a dime? A dime is $1,000. Nickel is $500. Whether they could or not, yeah, they think. Now they go, okay, I'll give it a whirl. They give us their credit card number. We sold that credit card number so fucking quick. We were moving it. We were then taking the credit cards, whacking those
That's a
out.
lot of fucking work for one credit card.
Well,
I'll
no,
tell
but
you what.
do it fucking, everybody's doing it every time again. And it was, and we're making money on the thing. They're betting, they're bookies.
Now all that shit's done in India.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch on YouTube when they prank the
I
pranker?
love that. The scammers?
The scammers.
Oh, and they
We
send
did
in
that,
pictures
didn't
of
we?
themselves and shit. That's just hilarious.
Wait, didn't we do that once here online?
I mean, can I
We
admit
did
to doing
something with
They go in their
with a fucking-
computer while they're on them, and they put you on a fake screen, but they flip it, put it on another fake screen, and they're
Oh,
like
yeah.
deleting all their personal files.
I
and
love
they're-
how sometimes they get like their cam too. They turn
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
cam
yeah.
so you can see them fucking scrambling around. It's the best.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then they get the glitter bombs and shit they
Yeah,
mail
yeah,
to
yeah.
them. Yeah.
Scamming the scammers, man. It's one of these things where I feel like the internet has a huge benefit.
And especially these guys, because they're targeting senior citizens, like...
They are
if you're
scumbags.
If you are
Scumbags.
65 or older, you hit 1, and it's like, bam, they're going after you, like, immediately. And it's like, man, those poor people, man, they're because they're coming... you're 80 years old, you've got so much money, you're on fixed income, and then you're going to take it like that. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Listen, if you're a fan of the show and you haven't listened to some of the older ones, you should go back and find the one where Larry pranked a scammer.
Oh, really?
Right here on the show. He called him while we were recording a show. It was just me and him. One of those shows we were just bullshitting. And Larry
ended
goes
up
like, I'm going to fucking answer. So I answered. I put him on Bluetooth. And Larry starts going to fucking ham with this guy. It was hilarious. It was pretty fucking good.
Then I ended up getting tired. He fucking scumbag.
Yeah,
That's
right.
You know. I mean,
We got him to say some funny shit because once he figured out that we were fucking with
didn't
him,
he
was
say
like,
yeah? Because
fuck you, what?
America's no, they're easy. Remember, he was
Yeah,
trying
he
to.
says because you guys have too much money or something like that. That's
And
what
it's
he said.
fucking was like okay with it. I mean, like
He basically gave us a little interview at the end once he figured out.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Asshole.
It's crazy, man. We can't do something about that, but whatever. In this day and age with technology, we can't block all that
We're
stuff.
working on it.
You know why I kind of had that heart bad against it? My aunt, well, I guess my aunt, like aunt, she's 94. She got scammed for $1,500 because her granddaughter was in jail, and they needed the $1,500. And she goes, I swore it sounded like her. Obviously, it didn't, but whatever she did, and fucking.
Sounded like her, and she forgot English.
And what happened was even like the cops come and said it happens more than you know.
Oh, yeah, it
People are
happens all the
still
time.
getting
all the
scammed.
time, man. All the time.
90% of them go on. People don't even realize they got scammed.
No, yeah. Like they sent. They're like the oldest trick in the book. Like, oh, go buy me some gift cards.
Yeah, the IRS.
I love that one. Are you near a Walgreens? The guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we accidentally send you $4,500 when you should have sold, and it's just a fake screen.
Yeah.
Look at your bank account. Oh, I sent you $4,500 instead of $500. Can you please send $4,000 back? And they're like, yeah, sure, no problem. They're going through the computer, and they're finding the gift cards they got because they take pictures and send them in, and they're just deleting the pictures of all the gift cards.
You know what they do with those gift cards? They sell them on eBay.
Do they really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
And that doesn't the government know that?
They do that. But how do you know which one is legit and which one's not? And they start an eBay account right here from the United States.
You guys are bringing back
Regis
memories.
office.
Back in the day when we were criminals, not now, of course. The big hit was travel agencies, and the reason the hit was travel agencies because of the traveler's checks.
Yeah.
You can
And
rob
in Western Union,
yeah,
too.
and,
Yep,
you, and you
yep.
can do this. They can't do that anymore.
It takes too
obviously.
long for them to realize they're fake.
Exactly.
Right, exactly what they did. Now, listen, one more thing, and we're going to close up because I want to talk about one thing with Oliva. So, Oliva is ready with us to do whatever we want. We're never going to be going out, are we?
No, you're good. You're good.
And that's from the CEO.
When you have a backing of a company like Oliva, you really don't have to worry about it. You guys have done everything. We're going to do our own distribution, but other than that, you guys are kind of giving us a finished product based on our blend. Which, thank you so much, man. First of all, I appreciate you being on this show.
Oh man, thanks for having
Yeah,
us.
I
It was a lot
to-
of fun, and
I want to thank you.
We've been
'cause
talking about doing this for a while, and I'm glad we could do it today.
We did, and Cory actually drove 3 hours up from Miami.
and
to
we know
come
you're
here.
busy, man. We appreciate it.
And again, he's great. They sponsor our show, so everybody always knows that. And they see the Oliva. I actually got emails. I see it, Oliva. What is that? Because sometimes they couldn't, like obviously you can't sometimes see this clear. Like you want to know the crooked diamond, you can know that fucking thing. But once the cigar comes and we're gonna have a launch, we're gonna have a party, we're gonna do a bunch of stuff. We're gonna hope you set us up some things down there, and we can do something with you guys too.
Absolutely.
Because
You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to do a podcast, if you will allow it. I'd like to do a podcast out of that little lounge that you guys have in the
absolutely,
office.
we
the
talked
office?
about that. We
Sure.
talked about that.
You
Remember?
know, you have that. They've got a place for the listeners. You don't know about this, I'll tell you. They've got inside the office. It's got 2 doors to get to it, so the smoke stays inside. A beautiful fucking lounge with every Oliva cigar. So I'm a huge fan of the cigar called the Master's Blend 3. I had them years ago, and I just really love that cigar. For me, that was a really great cigar, and I could not find them for years. One day we're at Oliva doing some business there for the Crooked Diamond cigar, and
we were in the
take us
lounge.
this
We
room.
were hanging in the lounge.
And the girl that took us back there says, any cigar you want. So I'm like, they got to have a Master's Blend here. And I'm looking. Fucking A, you did.
Yeah. You guys wait until you see the lounge in
the
Nicaragua.
new one?
In Nicaragua?
I got your lounge there, but just to let you know, also, Oliva's grown. They have a 40,000 square foot facility right now.
Yeah.
They're moving to a
65,000 down the street.
And matter of fact, we talked about putting a studio or something. Maybe we'll do some
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
with
they're-
you had one or
They're
something.
the former owners had a little studio, so
So we're gonna
That'd be
do
great.
something.
I'd love to do
We'd
like
love
a
to do a
cigar
show
segment
down
there or
there. Go
something,
down
yeah.
there. Maybe we'll pop in there, do some shows, because there's a lot of people. Like it's funny. Our buddy you're gonna meet at lunch. He calls me yesterday. He says, "Hey Larry," he goes, "Man, I just think it was crazy." He goes, I asked this kid, and they came in, how'd you know about me? He goes, because he came from DeLand, which is far from here. He goes, Larry Lawton told me you're the best pot doctor in the state.
You got people coming down to like
from DeLand, Florida.
Nice.
And he's got thousands, but he goes, I told him, listen, I'll get you a doctor over there.
Shout out to that listener, by the way.
Absolutely. I think his name's
Never mind. Yeah.
But anyway, and my buddy Frank called me on the phone. He goes, will you talk to him? I said, sure, I could put the kid on the phone, and we did it, and the kid made his day, and he came down with his mother. He was 21 years old, and he's got legit shit because this doctor's not going to play with that, And he goes, you helped that kid and you don't even know it, you know what I mean? Like, and I said, I think that's where we're good partners, you and I, because we're going to work. Well, you know that. We're workers to begin with. Yeah. And we're going to work, and I'm so confident. And I remember when I talked to you about this in the beginning. I talked to Fidel too. He's a great guy too. Oh yeah, they can produce whatever we need. The boxes, this.
I love it. I love it.
That is so
we couldn't have
important.
a better support system for sure.
And because of that, I think this is just going to keep going. We're going to learn. We're going to grow. We're going to do everything we're going to do. But we're not quitting.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly.
Wow, I'm not used to that. Can't fucking run anyway.
I'll be over here slowing you down.
Would you like to promote anything, Cory? Anything at all? Obviously,
Oliva cigars, maybe.
Hey, Oliva, right here, everybody. Right
Bald, bearded guys are the best for all you ladies out there. Just want to plug for us old beard guys.
Guys, I'm working on the bald version.
And goatees count.
Yeah.
And now that Kim Kardashian doesn't have anybody, maybe she likes like 40 plus.
Oh, here we go with the fucking Kim Kardashian. And anyways, before we go, I want to remind everybody about the giveaway. Thatbenz.com/giveaway.
In the link.
Yeah, it'll be in the description. First name, last name, subscribe to 2 channels, and you're in. The crookeddiamondcigar.com.
Newsletter.
Yeah, I already said that. crookeddiamondcigar.com is where you can get the...
Fucking didn't.
I did. I literally...
You said the 2 YouTube channels.
Yeah, but right before that, I said the fucking... Give us your first, last name, and your email.
Did you get that?
He did say that.
This is the real deal, so we just.
Oh, everything
he didn't say the word newsletter.
Yeah, he did not.
He said email.
I was a
keyword.
Newsletter.
Keyword.
It doesn't even say newsletter anywhere on there. That's just an internal.
That's like 2010.
Yeah, it's like an internal term that we're using.
I do know constant contact.
He does. Larry is a big constant contact guy. Anyway, so crookeddiamondcigar.com. It's not up yet, but it will be, and you can get extra 10 entries into the giveaway if you
become a Cigar Club member just by buying a box.
Right.
And you get a free T-shirt, and the T-shirts are up online. You'll look at them. They really are pretty cool. I'm excited.
The Crooked Diamond Cigar Club, baby.
I'm really excited. We have a whole bunch of shit going on. Obviously, we're busy. You guys still email. We answer. Somebody answers. We still do that. I'm not going to not do that.
What are you looking for? You're looking for the picture of the...
I'm going to show Cory.
All right. Well, maybe you show it to him after you tell everybody to make good choices.
Looks good, man.
He couldn't see it. I watch him online. Now, don't forget Spotify or wherever you're at. He can't see. He's real fucking... Now he's real CEO. No, I want to thank everybody. Cory, I want to thank you again.
Oh, man,
you guys have been great. I enjoy working with you guys. It's fun. Benz, always great show. But Benz really knows cigars a lot. I don't. I smoke them. But no, I know enough. I'm learning every day.
Smoke
you know
if
that.
You got 'em.
That's right.
Jesus. Don't even go there with me. But I want to thank again all the guys. Thank them down there too. We're going to have a long relationship, I think. I really do. Everybody out there, listen to what Ben said. Go to all that stuff. We got the giveaway. We got the website going. We got the pre-orders. Everything's going to be hitting in the next week.
Hopefully, yeah.
And we're going to be right around October 3rd was the hard launch date, which it is still. About maybe a week after, but you can place your orders, and it'll be go out in about a week and a half after that. And it's on my birthday. So we're going to have, it's a legit thing. It's by what do they call it?
Randomizer?
The randomizer on YouTube. That it's a legit shit. So my brother's not winning it,
Oh, yeah, no. If you're associated
Matter
with
of
any
fact,
of us.
Benz, I said, Benz, look at all these people. He goes, laugh. None of your friends are getting the fucking
I deleted
cruise.
all their fucking names from the list. I went one by one, and if I recognize them as Larry's friend, fuck them. They're not winning. I want fans on this cruise, not Larry's fucking friends. They can come anyway. They got the money.
Yeah, it's true. They will. A lot of them are coming. But anyway, thank you, everybody. Check it all out. Check all our websites out. Check everything out. And please make good choices, man. Don't get yourself locked up. Don't get yourself up, but have fun. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you Monday.